Hey,
Hello.
Hey,
everybody!
everyone.
What's going on? I see there's already a whole bunch of fabulous people in chat. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, Chaotic
Yeah.
Platypus. Welcome
Hello there.
back.
I didn't know we started.
Pixie, it's always glorious to see you. You, the most active human on Twitch that I've ever witnessed. There's Denise.
Yay, Denise is here!
Hey.
We
Denise.
got the big VIPs are here.
Yeah,
We were actually just talking about like the people from the Dungeon for All server that have been like so insanely supportive. Love.
Mhm.
Happy Wednesday, everybody! I hope that you are all doing fabulously. We've got a couple of announcements today. We are, first of all, last week was the end of season 1. We did crazy things last week.
Oh, yeah.
It was nutty. It got totally out of control. Everything got broken. And this week, my players are gonna have to figure out what the hell to do with all that. So, so that's super fun and delightful. Secondly, we actually just redid all of our Patreon things. So if you love what we do, you can actually join us. Now we are going to be generating spots in our campaign. So you can join us in our fabulous adventures if you are interested in doing that by joining our Patreon. In addition, we just set a Patreon goal. If we can get to 10 subscribers to our Patreon, we are going to every month release a fabulous chibi of one of our characters that you can use as an emote or a token or things like that in your personal game.
Hell yeah.
So, and more goals will be coming out as we grow and all of that. In addition, we might be shifting on Wednesday to an earlier time, actually. So just be aware of that might be a thing that might be happening. I will keep everybody updated on that through our social medias and things. Please make sure if you've missed any of season 1 that you head over to our YouTube channel. Go and check that out for our VODs. Keep up with us on Twitter as we say weird things to weird people, which is always fun.
Always.
And yeah, so I would love to hear from our delightful people here. What exactly happened last week in the season finale?
That's a long one.
Yeah, what didn't happen? That's an easier
Exactly.
question.
That's a better
Yeah,
question.
yeah, that'll be quicker.
An unlikely army slaughtered a pit fiend,
Yeah.
and Glacia got turned into a bracelet.
Yeah,
See,
Yeah,
Stella
that
was
happened.
here.
Well, let's expand on the Glacia thing. Glacia, those who do not know, Glacia is the princess of the 9 hells. She rules the 6th layer of the 9 hells. She is the
Not
daughter
anymore.
of Moses, who is the king of the 9 hells. She is one of the most powerful creatures in the multiverse, is known as the best criminal in the multiverse, held probably hundreds of thousands of contracts with different people for their souls or for various things. And she got killed by Lolth last week because Lolth, who is the queen of the demon web pits and a goddess, and Glacia had been fighting over this mine for years. And now it looked like Glacia had won as her forces started swarming through the mines. But Lalt apparently was just biding her time. And she made a deal with Corton to get Glacia here into this specific spot because demons and devils don't just die and reform on their home plane when they're in this mine. They die forever.
Forever. She
Forever
did.
and ever.
She
That's
died.
probably gonna piss off Asmodeus, but we'll deal with that when it comes.
Oh,
Well,
Nah, I'm
he'll
sure
fight
she's a great
Lolth.
guy.
It's not our fault.
Yeah.
It's Lolth's fault.
Well,
Imagine if we were like, it was her.
Well, it's Corton
It's a
too.
little bit Corton.
Well, Corton can deal with Asmodeus. That's his problem. If he makes it our problem,
I feel-
fine. But we're
I
not going to
feel
take
like-
extra responsibility for that.
I feel like if Corton makes a problem, it probably will become a problem very.
Probably. But we don't want to assume that. We'll let it happen if it happens.
No, you can make that assumption. I'm letting you know as the DM. You can
Oh,
make
God.
that
Oh
assumption.
god. Not Asmodeus.
yeah.
Thanks, Corton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Thule
that
is pretty
was one
convinced that this is all going to come back to bite them in the ass at some point, but he's fine with it for now.
It will.
You know?
He just wants to run his bar and kill some illithids.
There's hello, Moonfires. Welcome.
Thank you.
Moonfires
being
is part of the
an ally.
fabulous Critical Role team, and thank you for subscribing.
Critical
Kyoto.
Role.
That is not Critical Role. I'm sorry. Check these out. Yeah, Moonfires is part of the Critical Role
Oh my
team.
god.
It's live. It's
Good for
live.
you.
Lies and lies.
I'm so sorry. He is part of the fabulous Check These Out team. He actually DMs on Mondays, shortly after our Hunter's Harvest. So typically on Mondays, everybody who's in chat, you'll be able to you can come check us out at the beginning of the day. Then we raid into Rolling Together normally, who then raids to Check These Out, who then raids into Carney Sideshow. So you can have like a full
Oh yeah.
10 hours of D&D on Monday without a
Monday
break.
D&D session.
Just making all of the channel points for all of the channel players. Welcome. It's always lovely to have other fabulous creators here on the channel. It makes me feel special, and I hope it makes you guys feel special too. And there's Haley. Speaking of fabulous creators, oh my God, everyone's here!
Everyone's here.
Everyone.
So yes, all right. So yes, Glacia is dead. That means that the balance of power in the lower realms just shifted pretty dramatically, and what the hell knows what that's gonna mean. And there's Sick Professor, thank you for your bits. You are glorious. There's now you were also saying that an unlikely army defeated a pit fiend. Why don't you tell me about the pit fiend first?
I can, Goru, like to talk about this a little bit. Well, we're in this mine that I didn't really know existed until like 2 weeks
Oh my
ago,
God.
a couple days ago maybe. The days are blurring together.
Hold on, sorry. I hate to stop you, but we just started a hype train. Oh my gosh, that's
Hype
amazing.
train.
Yeah.
Hype train.
We're already 70% to the first goal. So if
Going
anybody,
on
this
the
is
hype
the time.
train.
If anybody wants to throw in some gifted subs. Oh my God,
Wizard.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Going on the hype
Yeah.
train. It's a hype train. Everybody get on the hype train.
What that
Thanks,
means,
I'm subscribed now, I guess.
fabulous, fun little emotes are gonna be unlocked for everybody on the hype train. For each level that we complete in the hype train. So that's exciting. So like I was saying, right now, oh my God, we're already level 3. That's crazy. So anybody who wants to throw in gifted subs or bits, right now is the time to do it, because this is when it's going to make the most difference for everybody. Going to help out the channel, give everybody. Oh my God!
You say I do.
Yeah.
So everyone,
Dear God! Oh my God!
enjoy your subscriptions, guys.
I think that everybody who is a player should be saying thank you to all of these people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody.
100.
That is
Thank you.
incredible. An anonymous cheerer is doing great right now.
Hearing us, so it looks quite.
Hearts in the chat. Hearts in the chat.
Daniel coming in, yay!
Hype, hype, hype,
We are
hype.
doing it. We are doing it. We are already on. Well, we are working on a level 4 hype train, which is out of control. While we are doing that, first, can somebody please tell me who the hell the pit fiend actually was?
I can't remember his name.
Gorax.
I think
Well,
Who
Boom.
was the pit fiend
think-
before he was
Well-
a pit fiend?
well,
I think
Never
her name was
mind.
Karen.
well,
Dun, dun,
it was
dun.
actually who the pit fiend was pretending to be was Sally
Oh
the
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, Sally.
yeah.
What's her name?
Oop.
Sally is
So we had justification for hating her guts.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
and
So
Gorf,
Sally
Gorf would
is
just like to point out that he one punch knocked out a pit fiend.
Yeah, for,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, in our other campaign, Hunter's Harvest, the group met this total bitch named Sally.
So-
She was like
It wasn't
the
Delver's
biggest
No, we
terror.
met her at Delver's Dream
Yeah, we attacked her in her house.
Yeah, it
to
was
get
that.
information.
You attacked a woman in her house?
No,
It was a
it's
bitch. She
not-
deserved it.
That's horrible.
Technically, yes, but
What's
It wasn't her
Gorf
house. It was
knocked
the
her out.
halfling's
Home
house.
All of you-
invasion?
Stop. Okay, so here's what happened with Sally. These little bastards got sent down to the capital for a one-shot to go, literally just to go collect an amulet. And one of the players who is no longer on the stream with us made a terrible decision while they were having a nice conversation, and that essentially destroyed the entire thing. The guy got super suspicious, slammed the door. His name was Hobby Lobby Louse. Because of that, instead of having a nice little one shot, we had a lovely 4-shot. Instead. Oh my god, an anonymous gifter just gifted 5 subs.
Living up to that name there, buddy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Right.
This is
No way.
ludicrous. This is. Oh my god. I'm tearing up a little bit. This is. Oh,
Don't let your glasses get foggy.
yeah.
oh my lord. We are working now on a level 5 hype train. This is the final level,
Crazy.
apparently.
Final
We've got
countdown.
4 minutes and 30 seconds to get to the top of the hype train. We have never done this before. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. All right. That's amazing. So, all right, I will continue telling this story while I'm trying not to lose my mind. Oh my god, that ale was 490 bits. Good god. Thank you so much. There is. All right, we are
Halfway there now.
50% there. We are 50% there.
Just a little more, chat. You've almost broken him. Just a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit
Right.
more than a couple
Who
to
wants
step up
to-
and do the
Got
DM
his
today.
brain down.
He shut his brain down
wants
so he could
to
ask for
yeah.
legendary items.
Yeah.
I haven't even had any. I will do it. If we can get to the top of a level 5 hype train, I
What?
will give one of
Someone's
you a
got to
legendary
now.
item.
I mean, that's
Dude,
just.
I will give one of you a legendary item. I
That's
will-
Oh my
tempting.
god.
I will.
I already have the greatest weapon ever made. I'm good.
I mean, Brune's been really wanting some items lately. I mean, she's needy.
Okay.
She is
all
needy.
right, this is amazing. There's because my players are terrible monsters. They completely shattered the 1-shot that we were supposed to get to. Turned into a 4-shot, which forced me as the DM to hire of halfling pirates that are smuggling things in. And it turns out that Sally, who was Baltor's assistant, was making all of her money smuggling things in to and from the island of halfling pirates. Okay? So that's what that was. So she is a monster. She called the cops on our friends. Like, she went full
Yeah.
carrot. Like,
He
legitimately,
was so racist against Bruna.
like, was really actually super racist against the orcs. She did not
It was
like
the first person
remember
Ithil
that.
considered eating the brain of.
Yeah, like it was not cute. And it turns out that apparently Sally was a pit fiend in disguise, trying to infiltrate the group so he could fulfill his contract with Glacia, who's now dead, and was also part of the crew of the Prismatic Sleigh, which is where Corton, Peregrine, Tara, all of them come from. So, yay! We killed a monster in so many ways.
We did.
That's
yeah. Yeah.
we killed a racist pit fiend, and
The world's a better place. Well, a little bit better now.
Which was one of the prismatic slate team, if I recall correctly.
Yes, yes. So then,
Wait, he was part of the Prismatic Slay? The
Yeah.
pit fiend was?
That's my
Oh
story.
shit.
And oh my God, Danielle just gave out 3 more torpedoes.
We did
We
it!
hit it!
Thanks, Anael!
Let's go!
Legendary item. Let's go.
No way.
That is out of control. You are
Yeet.
That's insane.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
It's been like
Whoever
10
is the
minutes.
Whoever is the anonymous gifter, thank you so much.
Yes,
Oh
thank you,
my
thank you.
God.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. There's oh, should I just unbutton? I'll just unbutton. Is that
Ooh,
better?
yes.
It's whatever.
What's
Do
happening?
Yodo. Apparently I need to be a scantily clad DJ to get to that 3,000.
Ah.
Um,
Okay. That makes sense.
1000% on the fine.
I am happy to
Well,
take
time for a striptease. Come on.
Right. I mean,
say
fun real life story from my life. I actually used to teach strippers in the French Court of New Orleans how to dance. Oh,
That's
oh,
amazing.
there's just FYI.
Oh my.
you need
So
someone
then
to
we've got.
I'll be
So what you're
talking to you
saying
about
is we've
that
got
later.
a pro.
So you do have. You want to see
indeed.
how to do a real lap dance?
Pauses
Not
for
that cheap like
crochet.
it's a real one.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
You
need some
guys
lessons of that
are
later.
Incredible. Thank you so much for
Oh,
that.
we got a hype train emote, a new hype train emote.
Yep.
So,
We got all
Hype
five
train
of
emote.
the hype
with
train
a
emote.
cigar.
Also, fun. My
What?
tutu
Where
since
is
it's
that
Spanish,
again?
it's different. It's with a U instead of an O. I have a my hype train is a Spaniard.
We also met our subscriber goal
Oh my God,
like
we did.
4 days
No
early.
Oh.
No way.
Jesus Christ,
Oh!
guys.
I feel like maybe you guys. I think that maybe. Oh my God. Okay. All right. I see you, Pixie. I see you looking innocent. I see
Mhm.
you. I see
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna need Pixie. I'm gonna need you to roll me a deception check, please.
Because no one believes you.
All right, so Goru, tell us, how did you deal with this pit fiend? How did you break your DM, let's say,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were
last
just,
week?
that's what we were talking about.
Mhm.
So I'm in this mine and dealing, big, scary, bad thing, and hanging out with my new brothers and sister, and we just go and we come and fight this thing, and I'm all hyped up, and stuff's starting to go a little crazy. The violence is happening, and I'm just overwhelmed. And at one point, I just run in the middle, and I just essentially go, love, 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 ancestors, love. And all of these devils start
Ew.
fleeing. They're like, this is so
Ew,
gross.
God.
I'm feeling emotions and uncomfortable, and like
I
it's
don't
like
like
a
it.
kitty cat kiss, and I have to run away, including our big bad pit fiend friend.
Because we know
And-
parents will have emotions.
Yeah. Well, while I summoned the emotions of this pit fiend, I felt some great deity cast his gaze upon me with just loathing and anger, and I felt terrified and afraid. I may need to change my armor. But there was all sorts of crazy things. We saw a beautiful and ugly spider thing come out of the depths, and I don't know what she's about. but she made this woman a flesh bracelet that turned into a real bracelet, and I was like, oh man, that's 3 times I have to change my armor now. And then the most lovely creature I've ever seen in my life appeared. This goddess Sune. Sune? Sune. I just enamored. I think my ancestors would like to be around her. I would like to be around her. And and she's fighting off this spider lady, and then at the very end there's just this cascade of magic and swinging weapons at this pit fiend and crushing him into the ground. And again, I just love and light shining upon this being, and it was the most beautiful thing. This corrupted soul just found some redemption at the end, and it's like what I live for. So it was insane.
So what he was saying is that he turned a pit fiend.
Yeah.
Is what he was trying to get to.
Yeah.
With,
That was beautiful.
with bunny rabbits.
Thank you for the
and
glorious. But that was a
kisses
beautiful,
and-
beautiful story. So you get inspiration for that.
Love rain
I think I
upon
had
you.
extra. What do I?
So yes, yes, you mentioned Lolth. Lolth did appear. Lolth and Glacia fought. Glacia definitely lost.
Yeah.
They didn't even fight. She just fucking gagged her to death.
Yeah, dude. Just spider leg down the throat
Yeah,
all
just
the
it
way
was not
through.
cute.
Just
It's both
not
kinky and terrifying.
Yeah. No, it was not.
It's
It was
supposed
not
to be
super fun.
terrifying.
I think it's only supposed to be terrifying.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
He's like,
that's your opinion.
Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Should we be concerned for you, Guillermo?
Yeah.
You certainly should be,
Okay.
you certainly should.
but it's already too late for me. So let's move on.
All right.
And we
So-
have a lot of loose ends to, try to die in this session.
Oh, we
So
have a
let's see
small
what
A
list of
lot.
friends.
There's just a couple of things.
Yeah, there's a lot.
They're all
of things
minor.
going on.
Yeah, when the moon looks at you, you look back. Is she looking at me? Minor things.
Oh,
Yeah.
so where are we jumping in? Are we jumping in at the actual end of the battle? Or are we just skip
So
forward ahead?
we are going to jump in. Like it's going to have been a little bit of time. Everybody's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. We're actually going to jump in over by the throne of Bandoth Noblefjord.
I sat in that with the crown.
So
I probably,
yeah,
I probably
we
wouldn't
are
mention that to anybody. that hadn't
the
seen it.
what?
I was saying,
The
you
what?
probably shouldn't mention that to the king.
No.
No. Gorf would have collected whatever blood crystals were there at the last battle. And
Sure.
how
Sure,
many?
we can definitely do that.
How many?
There's more than you can count. There
I
were
just want to go
thousands.
have a celebratory drink.
Because of the defenses that you started, all of the demons and devils that were coming through, the lower level ones that were coming through the portals that had been opened, were all just being killed as soon as they came through the portals.
I'm gonna
So
do
there's
the right
a lot.
a lot of blood.
A
crystals.
lot.
Yes. So, all right. So, let us head over to the throne. There are inside these caverns, and let me tell you what the caverns look like. This cavern is probably 300 feet high, with beautifully carved buildings amidst canals filled with lava that flow through. The lava is used to power forges that used to create astonishing wonders of armament and weaponry. On one side, there is a huge hole where the Drow invaded 200 years ago at the behest of Glacier. There have now been defenses set up around them that target only Drow and will keep them at bay. There are the halls of magic, which is where young mages have been trained for hundreds of years and is now ruled over by Ingrath Noblefury, kindly lich. It rises in 3 beautifully sculpted towers. There are the halls of might, where the warriors train, which is a giant arena with a huge dwarven statue at the head. And there are the halls of stealth, where the rogues are trained, with a series of deadly mechanisms. In the center, there is the beautiful Halls of Peace, which is a green space amidst the lava, ruled over by many dryads, including Diadem, queen of who is made of gemstones. And her new little pet phoenix that's a gigantic flaming bird.
Not
Which
lethal.
is great.
Pretty cool.
And then you have the halls of industry and you have the halls of rest, which are where the dwarves worked and where the dwarves lived. And then finally you have the halls of power, which is where the actual throne of the dwarven lord, who is Bandoth Noble, exists. It is carved from one gigantic diamond that was pulled directly out of the plane of Earth. And that is where we are heading to when we see that Corton and Bandoth are having a
Arm
little
wrestling.
discussion
Oh.
at
Yeah.
Like,
of
whoever wins
giants.
the arm wrestling gets the
Gordon is actually super buff. You don't see it because of the ropes, but he's buff.
He is jacked.
He's It's like,
All right. Are you going to approach? What are you going to do?
well, guys, I guess we should, well, at least see what's going on. If the mine is supposed to be ours. I don't know if the king is gonna like that, so let's see.
Well, let's go talk to them then.
Yeah.
After
As
you.
you start approaching, you start to hear the conversation between the two. Corton is being very cordial. Is just, yes, Bandoth, it's lovely to see so much about on the various columns that you carved so. But unfortunately, and Corton will then, of course, pour himself some tea, as one does.
And eat a sausage.
After one has been overexcited by hype trains. There's, Bandoth, I'm sorry, you've been gone for 200 years. The mine has been claimed. We are the ones that have liberated it. It belongs to us now. Was that in character or out of character?
I think the
Weird,
deal was
Sorry, I was just dying out of character.
Okay, all right. No, I
I
just
choked on my water.
I was curious whether or not you were trying to get their attention. There's, yes.
When you say it was in character, Dill just took a sip of water and started choking.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Corton, of
don't mind
course.
me.
Rolls his eyes. Says, yes, these are the ones who did it. You may approach. And Bandoth looks at all of you. He is a very kindly looking dwarf. He is obviously older, but his armor still shines. His beard is perfectly kept with beautiful designs on it. He's got this sort of glow about him. And you realize as you look around that many of them have that sort of glow. And anybody who is proficient in religion, give me a check.
I'm a bard. I'm proficient in whatever.
Well, alrighty then.
Oh,
Give me
I am.
check.
Oh, damn it. Sleight of hand.
14.
A little
Sleight of
different.
hand.
Oh my god. Okay.
I
He
know
takes,
not
pocket.
you pick his pocket.
Well, yeah, Ethul is
You
really
steal
trying
the
hard.
information.
Don't mind me. I like your crown.
Ooh,
Alright,
it's gone.
Okay, so Ethul got some hit dice first. Then we got to
Oh, I rolled that a
Brunella.
while ago. That was for
Okay,
my
all right.
level up.
Religion 9, nope. Religion 11, nope. So you know nothing about this glow. They're just glowing because apparently that's what dwarves do. You
Not
know?
even 14. Oh damn.
No, you don't.
Did
You don't.
Guru try?
Well, I don't think. Are you proficient in religion, Gor?
I am not proficient. In
Well, then he doesn't get to.
Yeah, neither's Gorf.
What kind of? Okay,
No.
okay.
Thanks for asking.
No. Yeah. Can you?
I don't
Tier
believe
two.
in religion.
We already knew,
So-
Gorf.
Yeah.
So everybody, who is of good alignment?
Technically, Ethul is chaotic good.
Yep.
All right. So who else is
Good.
good?
Pretty sure.
Me!
Nah,
Gorf.
I'm gonna say
Sure,
I'm
good.
Lawful neutral.
Gorf, there's no way you're good alignment.
So Gorf is good alignment.
Okay, so Goru, Gorf, Ethul, and Felix is what? Felix is good, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
The four of you, everyone with a good alignment, as you look at Noble Fury, your heart sort of melts a little bit. You just feel drawn to him. Feel something, this beauty emanating from him that makes you want to let. So you will have disadvantage on any charisma roll against him that you attempt to make.
Forever.
Forever. Because you really want to tell him the truth and you really want to like you.
He's our
But
senpai.
what about persuasion?
Wait, does that apply to like persuasion? Yeah.
Yeah, sure does. Because you're going to want to give him whatever.
Thank you for being an ally.
Well, thank you for following TTRPG Academy. You're great. You get a sparkle in Corton's eye, you sure do. So there is. So he suddenly starts speaking and looks around at you. Says, "We've been gone for quite some time, it's true. Thank you so much. Thank you just so much for helping us to liberate the mine here. It truly was astonishing of you. But we now need to determine exactly how we're going to look the mine. I know secrets of this place that you can't even fathom, Corton." Corton then immediately rolls his at Bandoth Noble Fury in such a way that if it were anyone else, they might start. It's like, "I've learned more in my many, many, many years, Bandoth, than you could hope to learn in a dozen of your lifetimes. Now, why don't we just get down to brass tacks? Welcome home. Where are you sleeping?" And Bandoth will look at all of you and say, "Well, I've been told by Corton here that apparently you're all owners of the mines now, according to local custom of this country. So why don't you tell me, where do you think I should be sleeping tonight? Here in my own kingdom? Or out in the cold wilderness that this little bastard here wants to throw me out into?"
That is a very good question. I've actually been thinking a lot about that. And it's not just you, is it? It's all of these people, all of these dwarves that came back. So
It's true. There's more than 3,000 of us.
Indeed. However, and if you, sorry to interrupt, Mr. Noble Fury, but I think that maybe the two options that you're giving us are quite, how to say it, exaggerated. It's not either keeping the kingdom for yourself or just living forever. We can find a middle ground. This is indeed your home, but as the savers
You know
of this
what
mine,
you sound like? You know what you sound like to me?
how?
You sound like a witch.
Well,
You sound
that's
like
because
you're trying to
I-
make a deal. That's what you sound like.
Well, I'm kinda used to deals, I guess. So yeah, I'm trying to make a deal. We were promised the ownership of the mine, so I would like to get it.
Well, that's not between you and me, dearie. That's going to be between you and Corton, isn't it?
Indeed, however, as long as you're the owner, we cannot become the owners too. And I think that our effort
But
should be.
here is the issue, my dear. I am no longer the owner. I've been gone for too long. My face, my likeness is all over these mines. My sister has protected it for 200 years. The temples that I created have been generating worship for 200 years. I have made this the home to goblins and hobgoblins, even in my absence. And apparently, all kind of new other creatures like dryads and beholders. But apparently I have no ownership. So, what are you gonna do? You're gonna kick me out? Are you gonna kick me and my people out to wander the lands?
Of course not. You're not gonna be kicked out. We just want to
Where have you
find
been?
a good deal for both of us, since you deserve.
I'm not gonna make a deal with you, dearie.
Well,
Where-
it doesn't have
It's
to be
have-
not
me,
gonna
it can be with
happen.
Bertha.
I'm not gonna pay you or anything to live in my own mine. What a terrible thing.
Yeah, that's
I-
awful.
Where
That's
have you
awful.
been this whole time?
You make me sick to look at you. Good God. A man just came back from what apparently was the afterlife, and you're trying to make a deal with him so he has a roof. You disgust me. Go away. And with
I'm
that,
sorry, I think
with
my
that-
friend is just trying to find a compromise here.
before Dill can speak, you see Bandoff snap his fingers, and about 10 different Bigby's hands suddenly show up, grab Gruna, and move her all the way to the edge of the island.
Was disrespectful?
Did
Oh,
we,
yeah.
I join her.
Did it all with one spell?
So don't forget that one of the defenses that you activated was that a bunch of the crystals above you can actually do Bigby's hands. That's one of the defenses. It restrains people. And this is a guy who helped set up these defenses. So of course he has control over all of them.
I'll go down and join Gruna. There was no interest in speaking to this dude.
All right.
Kim
Yeah,
will-
we'll join you as well, just because like he has no stake in this.
I'm gonna so Bandoff is gonna look at Corton and he's gonna be like, do y'all feel like this? Are y'all gonna try to negotiate for the very lives of the people that used to live here? Corton then again rolls his eyes, this time at Gruna.
My good man, we don't know exactly what you want. You've made a statement that this is no longer you no longer have ownership of this mine, in which we have spent blood and energy to liberate. By no means do we wish to cast any of you or your people or yourself out. We don't even know what you want from this situation.
Well,
Are
right
you-
to this very moment, we want a home. We want to know where we're gonna be sleeping tonight.
But
We were in heaven, for God's sake. And now we're back here. We need to know where we're sleeping.
I can't speak for everyone, but I see no reason, regardless of anything else, for any dwarves not have access to their homes or anything like that. There's zero
Regardless of-
reason.
Hmm,
Regardless of anything else, they should have that.
yes.
That
Regardless
should
of
be not a
ownership, this
question
is
at all.
yes. Regardless of ownership, this is your home still.
So what you're saying, regardless of what that little orc said,
That's not what I
Is
said,
it-
by the way, but okay.
there is so regardless of the negotiating that this orc was trying to do to keep us from our homes, you're saying that you would allow us access to it? That you would give us the roofs over our head again? That we could live here in Delver's Dream?
Of course.
This is your
You-
home, is it not?
You
that
can
is the
live
right
in
thing
Delva's
of
Dream.
it.
That's I see no problem with that. The thing is, you have been away for 200 years, Bandolph. And while everything in this mine looks the same, because your sister Ingrath kept it that way, it's the world outside you'll find is actually a very different place. And whether or not you live here or your people venture out and live out in the world, there is a lot. There's a bit of a learning curve in just coming back to life after 200 years.
Listen,
Now, I do
listen to me,
want to help
Boyle.
you.
I
The thing
think
is-
that's great. Let's get a few things cleared up, though. We were in the heavens. We were the guests of our gods who saved us right before the mine fell. We have scrying pools up there, you know. We've been keeping very close tabs on exactly what's going on here and around the world. It's more than likely that we've got more information about what this world holds than any of you. Because we've been studying it and watching it for 200 years. Have you?
The
Let's
fool just
just
shouts
get
from the
my other
back.
question-
Where are the mind flayers?
But
What?
well, that's the question for this evening. Isn't it? Once we get this sorted out, then of course there will be a feast, and at that point we can discuss other things. First off, we need to know, is this our level of the mine again?
What do you mean by that?
It means there's housing here for 3,000 dwarves, which is what we need.
Of course.
It's yours.
I see that you've been building a cute little place up on the surface. I think it's lovely, by the way, Corton. I think you've done an excellent job with the aesthetic of it. I wouldn't mind if you came down here and used a little power to smooth out a couple of chipped spaces. But, Corton, is that amenable to you? Corton will look at everyone and he will say, well, I suppose it is now up to them. I think there are 6. They should vote. If there is a tie, I will break it. And now, Dill, how do you vote?
Can I say something first?
Maybe, if it's amazing.
I'll just ask. I'll just tell him. Why don't you ask us kindly? Ask us for for our help, and we will aid you.
Well, that's no problem at all. May we have our homes back?
Didn't hear the magic word. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I will try to help you, since you ask us so kindly. My vote is yes, they may sleep here.
What about Goru?
Of course.
And Gorf?
Yes.
Gruna?
Indeed, Noble Fury, and I'm so sorry if you misconstrued my words. I know the feeling of being stripped of your home, and you deserve to have the roof that you had 200 years ago over your head. So yeah, of course you can keep this level.
What about you, Athul?
I'm fine with it.
And
I have no personal
Felix?
stake in it.
What about Felix?
He says
He
yes.
doesn't care. Stop
I think that
talking to nobody over your shoulder, sir.
I think that as owners of the mine now, the dwarven mines, that it would be a fantastic treasure to have the dwarven people living here and doing the amazing things that they do. So I see absolutely no problem with it.
Orton looks around and says, well, it seems like it's unanimous. Now, the truly difficult vote. Shall we give part of the ownership to Bandoth and to the others that helped us? It would mean giving up a stake to Bandoth, to Ingrath, to Diadem, to the Florid, to the Goblins, and to the Hobgoblins, all live here, would they all become owners of the moons?
I personally thought the goblins already did count as owners.
No, they were just they've been house guests for 200 years.
Fair enough. I say if you can have them clean that bathroom of theirs, I think they're fine.
Fantastic. And what about you, Dill?
I know not of politics. I will skip this vote.
Abstaining, all right. And Goru?
I agree. This is the more complicated question. My intention and heart is to say yes. I think that's the fair. I think we can all benefit from co-owning, putting our heart and soul into the prosperity for everyone that lives here. As long as co-owners, we take that responsibility to treat each other well, to economically, socially. I think it's the best way to even the playing field is to grant everyone a part ownership. So that would be my vote. Would be yes.
Fantastic.
I have a detail. Is that for the mine as a whole or this specific level?
For the mine as a whole.
We should all be able to come and go and prosper and put in our hard work. And even if we have less of an ownership afterwards, that the collective ownership and power that we can bring to the prosperity of this almost, new nation of different people, I think would be beneficial for everybody.
What about you, Gorf?
I'm not good with words like my brother is, but I think he has a lot of sense. I think that it'd be really good if everyone that was involved and everyone that's affected has some say in the matter. That we all work together for the common good. So, yes.
Fabulous.
I'm
And
fine
what
with it
about
as
you,
long as the
Bruna?
Florid gets a little bit of something.
As she will. There's Gruna.
Well, though tempting having a bigger share, I wouldn't feel right dismissing the aid and the capital help that those people gave us. So yeah, I think we should share it with all of them.
Fabulous. Ethul, you already said yes. Felix, what about you?
Look, if I'm being completely honest, Ingrath is amazing, and we already told her that we'd really want her to still teach her magic and everything because she's just awesome. The Florid is the loveliest creature I've ever seen, and I just
After me, of
honestly really enjoy talking to the dryads. They're just very fun to talk to. So yes, I am completely fine with that.
Fabulous. Well, Corton, why don't you pull out that little contract? And you see as Corton pulls out, seemingly from nowhere, a sheet of paper where you can see many, many names on it, including yours. You see Noble Fury take this piece of paper, press it up against the throne itself, and you see it sort of sink into the throne. And he said, "Well, we might not be able to get to everyone today. To honor this contract, you must simply come up and you must touch the throne." And you see Corton touch the throne, and he winces a little bit, and then you see a tiny little red dot inside the diamond of the throne, and you see Bandoth Noble Fury do the same thing. If you want your stake in the mine, you must come up and make the blood oath.
Thul
you
will
want-
step up and
Do you want to know what it means?
Of course.
My father
Please.
taught me never to sign a contract without explicitly understanding what it means.
What it means is that you become part of the mine itself. You will defend it to your last breath. You will protect it. You will spread word of the beauty and the joy of the mine, and you shall never be able to divulge its secrets unless given permission by Horton or myself.
So, in this contract, we're part owners, but you and Corton have a majority ownership?
Horton and myself have a few added benefits.
I mean, as long as I get the money, I guess.
And he literally laughs you and he says, "You'll have more money than you know what to do with."
Glacier is gonna be such a
I
difficult thing to
before
deal with, but okay. I'm
before
Yes,
I
your
have-
daughter is going to get totally spoiled, yes.
I mean,
Thul will just take one of his tentacles and tap it on the diamond, and you just see a little dark blue drop add to the liquid.
I love it.
okay.
before I sign this, it seems I have a question about. We have ownership, but in terms of decisions and authority, and who will be kind of leading the drive of the direction we're going, is it? It sounds like it's possible you and Corton will be making those decisions, or we have many
Not
parties
all.
here.
Not
Is-
all the decisions. No.
I
You will
propose-
also be sharing ownership with those that are out in Nanked at the moment, who've been sent there by Annika. The hunters that live here will also become owners of mine.
Hunt those. Well, I will keep my opinion about them.
Now,
All of them? That is quite a lot of people that I actually don't know that well.
well, you don't know all of these dwarves, or every single goblin, or all of the hobgoblins. But you agreed to share it with them, because they have shed blood for this place, as have the hunters.
I guess so.
go up and I touch the contract, and then I say, as an owner, I propose that we form a ruling council with equal representation for each unique party and owner of the mine.
As we shall.
Sounds good to me. And Gorf will put his he puts his whole hand on the thing.
So be it.
And that just leaves Mr. Felix and Mr. Dill.
Is it going to hurt? I'm not really
Just-
used to pain yet.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
only.
it
Okay,
hurts.
sorry.
It will hurt a little bit.
Hmm.
And as Dill touches his finger against the throne, you see just what looks like a little bit of gray ash.
Oh,
Bone dust.
yay.
I get a
So
little
there's-
band-aid, like a pink
there's-
one, Hello Kitty band-aid.
And as you
Oh, no,
see,
it's like you're melting.
and is Felix going to touch the throne as well?
Yes, I'm just waiting for everyone else to go.
Well, Felix, so
Usually-
as Felix touches it, everybody present has done so. You see inside the throne that there is now a red glow with a little gray. And there's all of these colors sort of swirling around right at sort of the head level of where somebody would be sitting on. And with that, Bandoth looks at you and says, "Well, I suppose I could share the very first mine." And,
Sorry, you cut off a little bit. Say it again?
Mhm.
well, how dare you?
I know. The worst.
So, can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, you just cut out like
Fabulous.
mid sentence.
So,
small.
all right, great, thank you. There is when Bandoth looks at you and says, "Well, I suppose I could show you the very first secret of mine."
Sure.
And he snaps his fingers, and you see all of the crystals in the ceiling flash a blinding bright white light for just a second. And then you hear a rumbling in the canals of lava. Do you go check and see what the rumbling is? Do you try to stay safe away from the rumbling?
No, Gorf is
Curiosity
excited.
killed the cat. Moves in towards it.
I run with Gorf and go over there.
Well, Curiosity is killing me, so
Yeah, I'll go check it out. Why not?
As you approach, you suddenly see
And you die.
something sparkling amidst the lava, and then more and more. And the question comes to your mind, where's the lava coming from? There's not a volcano anywhere. And you start to recognize gemstone just floating in the lava. You see streaks of gold and silver. You see platinum. Bandoth comes strolling up and says, "There's a reason you haven't seen any mining tunnels. It's because this leads directly to the element." Sorry, did I just cut out there again?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a little
Damn it.
jumpy.
we kind of got it.
Stutter.
Damn it! I don't know what's going on with my internet today. So, Bandoth comes strolling up. Where did I leave off?
I mean,
There.
we kinda-
We got
There's
most
a
of
reason
it.
why you don't see
Yeah.
any mine tunnels.
Okay, so I'm going to need one human being to be talking and not 7. Where did I leave off?
Not me.
Silence.
So now-
Just go on from there.
There's a reason there are no mining tunnels.
Thank you. All right, so the reason there are no mining tunnels is because that's not where we got her. This lava, it goes directly to the elemental plane of magma and carries with it gems and metals from the elemental plane of earth. All we need to do is simply fish them out, and we gain wealth.
Won't be a problem.
So, you shall see what the wealth of the dwarves get ya,
And
what you can create.
Gorf is gonna
Yes.
try as hard as he can, even though he doesn't know if it's gonna work. He's gonna be like, "I'm the owner of the mine. I'm gonna try to get a big beast hand to go grab a thing." Does it work?
What exactly do you say?
Exactly that. I don't know
It
what
does
I'm
not
doing.
work.
No.
I just
No, I
telekinetically fish out a gem.
mechanically, you do not have control of the defenses.
Oh, okay.
Corton, Bandoth, and Ingrath have control
Gotcha.
of the defenses. They have a few extra abilities in the mines aside from you, and it is because Bandoth and Ingrath are just connected to the mine because they created it, and Corton has actually, I don't know if we covered this, but the throne itself is a planar touchstone.
Hmm.
Yeah, you told us.
Yes, so Corton has attuned to that planar touchstone.
Gotcha.
So that's why he has control
So,
of things in the mine. But it means that he can't really leave the mine.
I thought it was the circlet that's made from
Nope.
the.
That's just the
Okay.
crown.
we're just gonna
No,
make
it's the throne itself. It is the
sad noises.
touchstone.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, bear
Sad-
sad.
sad
Bear
ghost
sad
noises.
noise. It's
Does
all-
my
it's all-
It's okay,
mage
Gore.
hand have the ability to pull out one of the gemstones? Or does it get stopped by something?
I would say you can. You could spend all day fishing gems out, if you wanted to. But as you do that, Bandoff looks at you and says, "Looks like you don't know a whole lot about economics, do you? We can't just flood the market, or else they would lose their value completely.
Oh.
So that's why here you get what you need. We make you what you need here, and we release gems out into the world when we need to, for instance, suppress somebody's economic ability,
That's
as we
really
had to with
smart.
merchantry. There's
Well, fine by me. Tosses it back in the lava.
I'm liking you more and more, Bandol.
To be honest, I don't think we need
Economic
that
and
much.
diplomatic solutions are often the best.
Oh,
they
Bandoff!
are often the
I
best.
found your
yes.
axe. Or was it your axe? I don't remember. I think it was yours.
It was actually the axe of Silverbeard,
Oh,
one of the
never mind.
dwarven gods. Yes. He looks at you and he's like, "I've never wielded an axe, boy. I've always wielded it." Yes.
I fed it blood crystals. And he
Oh.
opens up like a whole sack full of, I'm gonna feed it a lot more. See what happens.
Bless you.
Bless you.
And Bandot says, "Oh, well, fantastic. Then we will have yet another protector for the mine. That'll be glorious. Now that you have signed, it will be time for everyone else to start signing as well." And you see he sort of waves his hands, and you see the crystals start to sort of light up in rainbow hues. And the sky above you, this beautiful cavern above you, starts to sparkle in all kinds of different colors. He says, "We must prepare now, mustn't we? Let us go up to the surface, and we shall have a feast for the ages."
Well,
Yeah.
Beer's on me! I finally get to open my tavern.
I don't know
That's
if I can.
right.
And I'll cook the food.
I'll
And-
eat the food.
And I'll
And there
set up a wonderful music band.
I have a tight schedule.
May I join?
I have 24 hours before I
Of
die
course,
if I don't
Bill.
sign a contract, so I don't know if I will be able to join.
What are you talking about, dearie?
Well, Corton, the hacks that did my contract, we strike the deal, and after I'm owner of the mile as I am now, it is said that I have 24 hours before I can talk to them and, well, settle the new contract. If I don't do it in 24 hours, I will die. And that's not an outcome I, well, desire.
Oh,
They just wanted
Well,
to
of
stall,
course.
though.
well,
I
of
don't know how
course.
long it will take, but as long as I'm finished, I will come.
Corton looks at you a little sort of confused, and like, "Oh, well, I suppose we can take care of that on the way up to the." And you see from behind the throne a couple of goblins show up, and Corton whispers in their ear, and you see them run off to deliver messages to other people in the mines. And as after a few minutes, you see that there's like a little more hubbub going on all over the mine as things are happening.
Okay, no. Well, I guess it's gonna keep it forever.
I should probably go and start organizing the cooks for the feast.
Ah, yes. So that'll be good. If you can go up to the kitchens on the second level,
Yep.
I'm sure that many of the dwarven cooks that used to work there will be up there ready to help you out.
Awesome.
And I think I should contact the Bard's school. I do believe they'd want to be a participant in this wonderful occasion.
I suppose that would be all right. Creating some new diplomatic ties would be just fine.
Felix, may I join you? I play the violin.
That would be lovely, Dill. Please do.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's go.
So, as you head up to the second level of, I have now, if you guys want to pop your people up onto that screen, you'll notice that some things have changed on the
Yeah.
second level.
There's
Um,
little parades. Parades? Is that the word for this?
so, pardon?
You know where the shops. I said parade, but I don't think that's a translation.
No. The marketplace. So, so
It's
you
not
see,
trashed anymore.
Oh,
it's
that's
not
nice.
trashed anymore. Look at that. There's nice
Yeah.
little tents out there. For those who were not here as we explored the second level of the mine,
Not the same.
this at the center of the marketplace, that huge multicolored thing that you that is a several 100-foot long fountain that sprays all 4 different elements, is actually connected to the elemental chaos. So every few seconds, it will spray out fountains of fire that will then be taken over by fountains of water and raining earth and wind and tornadoes and lightning that just light up everything but are contained within the fountain. Around it are many shops that actually used to contain people from all over the multiverse. This was one of the most diverse marketplaces in the multiverse. It had fiends from the lower realms. It had celestials. It had giants and undead from the Shadowfell. It had beings from the Feywild, and it had all of the races of this prime material plane in it, trading with each other for astonishing treasures that obviously stopped when the mine collapsed. So it's going to be interesting to see how we fill this up. If you go up to the top of the page, you will see the kitchens have been reconstructed. There is much food there. The meeting room is still there where contracts can be signed that will never be undone. There's a big blank space, which is where the vault is. And then we have, as we go down, we have a beautiful dining hall with a magic carpet that actually makes everyone relaxed and feel glorious. Below that is a new sitting room where the lockers used to be, where people can enjoy a nice cocktail amidst the giant fireplaces. And at the very bottom, we have the little village of the goblins, which is currently being rebuilt so that it looks glorious and fabulous, and our little goblin friends will have to stay. On the other side is the teleportation circle, which lead all over the multiverse, though we have not yet been able to open all. That will be. So, as you come up into this realm, you walk over, Quarton leads Gruna over to one of the large statues that are also huge columns and says, "All right, Gruna, I suppose it's time for the next entry into our fun little space here. You are now an owner of the mine. You can assign a contract." And you see him press one of the buttons on this column, and the stone itself unfolds into a huge contract. And you see a few blank spaces where you will have to name who is going to be a participant in the market. And then there is a spot for you to touch your finger and sign in blood once. What will you do, Gruna?
I first will read through the contract and see if it clarifies that I will keep the powers that the hacks have given me.
This contract
Why?
has nothing to do with that.
It's generic, right?
Well, no, so you're talking about 2 contracts. You currently have a contract on your person that talks about whether you keep your powers and things like that, and the contract does in fact say that you will keep your powers regardless of what happens, as long as the hags are alive. This is a contract for the market, and what this contract stipulates is that whoever is participating in the market will have the ability to come and go freely on the second level through their teleportation circle. But that they have to link their teleportation circle to whatever their main source of business is. For the hags, that means it will become a teleportation circle to the Grey Wastes of Hades.
Okay. So I already have the contract that tells me everything good, I get my powers, all of that. Now I have to have the contract for them to be able to be merchants in the marketplace, right?
Yes.
In that case, well, I don't have much of a choice. and I will sign it up with the names of the hags, and I will press it.
So as you put the names of the hags on there, the name actually shifts to the Coven of Fog's Cradle.
Fox
Are we here?
Recognize what it is. I know it's a
Yes,
player.
you can. If you would like to be there, you can all be there.
Dwarf's in the
Dude.
kitchen. He's been like
I
checking all the stuff.
Well, I'm
and-
glad that Gorf is not there. All right, so
I'm there. I do have a question. Are those
I'm with
bearskin
Bruno
rugs
right
in
now.
that hallway?
Yep.
Um, those
you missed that
are
last time.
those are yes, those are dire bear skin rugs.
Okay.
So offensive.
Just making sure. Yep.
Yeah, we've already been through this with Gorf.
Yeah.
It's good
I'm
time.
sorry, Goru. You had to see it.
So, why are we concerned about being there?
I just wanted to see if I know of Fog's Cradle.
Oh yes, you know Fog's Cradle. Like you've been a Reaper for 1,000
Swamp
years.
area.
You
Yeah.
are aware
That's
that-
where hunters went, right?
Yes, that is where
Yeah.
it is
Where
a.
Annika had it.
It's the
Where
large
Anakin
swamp.
lived.
So it's the large swamp to the south of Delver's Dream and the forest, the Orne Olba. And in the midst of Fog's Cradle, Annika was living alone. But she's not a witch.
Nope.
Mhm.
Not
No,
at all.
she's
Sure,
definitely
no, not a witch.
Just because someone is living alone, making potions in the middle of a swamp, and knows all the witches, and does a bunch of witch stuff all the time, doesn't mean she's a witch.
Yeah.
You gotta make that
not
a
all.
t-shirt.
Don't make
It just says
assumptions.
not a witch on the shirt.
Annika,
We have an
will-
idea for merch.
Yes.
We have an idea
Yes.
for merch.
Yes,
We will work
we'll
on
make
that.
that happen later. So yes. So you
Boris-
do know that.
Goru's busy. He's trying to arrange dancers and servers for the feast. Working
there.
with Vandal Fury to pay them and just to make sure everything's arranged. He's thrown many balls and feasts, and so he's working with Corton and Vandal Fury to make that happen.
I want to call him
Fabulous.
Vandal Fury now. That's the only thing I will
Vandal
call
Fury.
him. His name is Vandal Fury.
His name
Oh,
is
no.
Bandoth Noble Fury.
Vandal Fury, yep, Vandal. There we go.
Good, good, as you should. Exactly.
I
as you
apologize, everyone in the
Alright.
chat. I took an L on that one.
should. You're- okay, yeah. So, so you sign the contract, and suddenly you hear from down the hallway this cackling that happens,
Of course.
and
We're here for you,
Put his
Guna.
hand on Gruna's shoulder.
It's fine now.
sorry, my roll 20 is just being really funky right now for some reason. I don't know
They
why.
make
That's
everything
roll 20.
loud. Motorcycles, dogs, everything is loud here. Shut the fuck up, everyone.
There's
Okay.
So, it is going to be, now you have just opened up a new area. If I can make that happen.
I know you can, Kyle.
There we go. There it is. So, you just opened up your third teleport circle. You now have a teleportation circle to the Grey Wastes of Hades. And you hear the three hags come in through the teleportation circle.
Like we want to go there. It's icky.
Garuna, it looks like you kept your promise.
Yeah, I had to. Got a little challenge I had, right?
Yes, you did, little dear. Yes, and I think perhaps we might set up shop a little more permanently.
Sure. But before you leave, I know you don't care about what I'm gonna say, but I guess I need to get in touch with myself. I guess that in the end, I do thank you for the powers you've given me so I could save my family. Even though it wasn't with my best intentions in mind, it was certainly useful for escaping, well,
What do you mean it
Yeah, that
wasn't
was it.
with our best intentions in mind? We meant to
Well,
make
I
you
don't.
powerful. We meant to make you one of us. You would know the secrets of the multiverse. You would talk to those far more powerful kings. But I suppose living a small little life can be comforting.
As long as it's with my family and my friends, it is indeed more comforting than, well,
Yes,
being an
yes.
old hag. But hey, nothing bad with that. Just different lifestyles.
Well, we shall have many things. We are consummate traders across the lower. If you need anything from an infernal realm, including information, for the right price, we may very well be able to give it to you.
Do hags speak Infernal or Abyssal? I don't remember which Bruna had.
The hags actually speak both because they are the way the lower planes are set up. You have got the abyss on one side of them, and you've got the 9 hells on the other, and in the middle is the gray waste of Hades. So they need to know all of
And
the
Devils is Abyssal or Infernal? I remember
devils are infernal. Devils are
Infernal,
infernal from the hells. Demons are abyssal from the abyss.
the Abyss. Okay. Then
Demons
I
are
will say
chaotic.
Infernal to them.
Devils are lawful.
I will say in Infernal to them. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
And they are going to head off and start. They sure are. You got some hags now. Some hags.
They're probably gonna sell like crappy insurance or something.
Yeah.
Well, they are going to have plenty of contracts. They can do a lot.
Is there a mechanism in the defenses of the mine, like make sure that like people aren't like being super taken advantage of?
So they can trade however they want.
Okay.
And there's nothing to ensure that a trade is fair.
Gotcha.
But if somebody feels cheated, then they can appeal to the leader of the mine, who will then be empowered to take certain actions.
That's good.
And don't forget, because you actually explored the entire 3rd level mine and got the ghosts, there are 3 ghosts in the marketplace that actually maintain order for people, and they are very powerful.
Yeah,
So,
the ghosts.
yeah, so you've got ghost bodyguards and a whole village of goblins, and now
And-
a whole bunch of dwarves.
And an axe that flies around and chops
a
people's head off that are bad.
And then
But-
Felix just looks at Gorf and then just says, Gorf, don't worry. I plan on making it so that there's fair trade amongst all the people that enter this mine. So that is something that
in the
I
kitchen
am
freaking
prioritizing.
out because he's never organized making food for so many people.
Oh.
He's like,
Just like,
it's like Hell's Kitchen. He's like, oh, this is gross, and like just like, oh, do it again. Just,
Where's the lamb
oh,
sauce?
the lamb sauce.
As
Constantly raging.
Everybody starts sort of looking around, and start seeing a steady stream of like dwarves and goblins and hobgoblins, just sort of whoever can get their hands on, sending them through the portal to merchantry, to Joaquin's Spiral, the capital of merchantry, to go get ingredients and stuff for the feast.
Or it's like, I pissed on this guy. I need to make him good food.
For those of you who don't know, Gorf did, in fact, when he was super drunk, accidentally pee on not 1, not 2, but 3 of the merchant princes in Joaquin's
And
Spiral.
he threw one
Oh.
too. He threw a
And
guy.
then- And then
Yeah,
you
threw one
called
at his own
another
dad.
one's daughter a whore, I think.
No, his
It was-
wife.
His
wife.
wife.
It was his wife,
Okay.
and then they had a bunch of librarians visiting, and Gorf was
Yeah.
like, "Why are these whores so uptight?"
Yeah.
But I have a
Gorf's not-
question: Is
Gorf's not
his
super
wife
bad.
actually a whore though?
No,
No.
she is not.
No, she's a lovely
she is a
person.
delightful lady.
Yeah. She's a nice lady.
There is not that whores aren't delightful.
Yeah, what's
Whores are
wrong with
great.
sex workers,
Sex workers are fantastic,
They're
and I love
valid.
them. I used to be one myself, so I am, I'm 100% here for them. There's up, Snowflake has just given us some push-ups. Who are we giving
Uh-oh.
those push-ups to? Gore.
Satisfy the rage.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll
All
do some
right,
angry
I'm gonna
push-ups.
because this is something that I do in solidarity with my players. I will, in fact, do push-ups with Gorf. Oh,
Now,
God.
LOL.
While we're waiting to the push-ups, Bruna will approach Felix and I will ask him, well, if I can ask him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can we
well,
have
that's
can we
a bit-
talk at
bit
all
much.
when this is going on?
10, 11, 12, 13,
I will
Healthy
wait
living
until
is
I
healthy
finish.
gaming. That's amazing.
16,
There you go. Okay.
17,
Okay.
18,
Felix,
19.
do you mind a second, please?
Sure, Gruna. What is it you need?
I'm getting
Well-
way better at those.
I know that sometimes we can have these, well, encounters that may not be, well, the best for our friendship. And I want to say, sorry at first, I can be quite difficult to deal with. And second, I want to apologize not only by word but by action. I haven't played any instrument since I left my house in Nanket, where I left my owners. So I wasn't really feeling playing more music because it had this, well, dire meaning to me. However, I think that if I'm playing with my friends, I think I could, well, feel better about it. Do you mind if I play the flute with you?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Wait a minute. Are you a bard?
Yeah. I used to be the musician for my owners. And it was quite a good one, if I may say so myself.
This whole time, I thought you were some kind of warlock or
A
some.
warlock of witches? Oh, come on. That makes
I
no
don't.
sense.
I've only seen you connect with spirits and do other stuff like that. So,
I mean,
Mama
I
Garuna
don't
has
wanna
many
offend you, but
talents.
I don't think that the power of music was strong enough. So I had to delve a little bit deeper.
I personally would love to see you play.
Yes. No, definitely. It caught me off guard. I never would have suspected.
But I don't look like a bard?
Let's enjoy this wonderful.
As you are all having this conversation, suddenly, you see Tara come, like, just rushing up to Corton, screaming, "He's gone!" And Corton looks at her. He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "No, he's gone, Corton. That little kid that appeared in the giant flower made of crystal at the end of the fight. I was trying to find him a place to stay, and all of a sudden I turn my back and he's gone, and I just see him disappearing down that giant hole, that rift at the bottom of the 4th level of the mine."
Are we near to them?
Like under his own power, or like something was pulling him?
Yes. No, he looked quite happy just to wander off.
Okay, it's okay, Sarah. Maybe there's some type of. Do you know where he's at? Maybe we can find it with some magic detection. Maybe where he's headed.
Why would I be coming up here if I knew where he was at?
Okay, Sarah. I get it. I know that you're stressed, but it's not on me. We can go down and see if we can find any, well, magic. Well, I don't know the word. Track. Any magic track that can lead us to where he is.
Hold on now. You said he went down the rift on the 4th level. The one that connects to the Underdark, and he just walked through?
Yes.
Well, that's not good. Huh.
That's very not good.
Oh, yeah, I missed
Are
that
there
part.
fences?
Yes, but they're
Um,
only for people coming up out of the rift.
Oh, I assumed they were just for,
Well, they're really just for Drow, but
yeah, just for Drow. But, you know,
I mean,
Yeah, good thing none of us were a drow. That would have gone south.
yes.
do, do we have to go?
I'm gonna go head after him. You all do whatever it is you need to do. I'll go see if I can find him. If I can't find him within the next day or two, I will come back and I will let you know what's going on, all right? And she
Okay.
just
Good luck,
disappears.
Tara.
All right. Well, okay.
Why we
I
can't
guess
just
that'll
have
work.
nice things for once? I just want to have a nice ball.
It's fine. We're not gonna let this ruin it. We're gonna have a nice dinner. We're gonna sit down. We're
I need
gonna
to change
relax.
outfits. I mean, I need to be stunning for this. I'll be back. I'm gonna go to merchantry. I think I need a new dress. And now I can
Oh,
afford
right. I no longer have my mask, so if I want to switch clothes, I have to actually get new clothes. Do you mind if I come with you, Bruna?
Yeah, let's go fast. We need some
I
time
thought
for
you were
more
helping,
practice
and
and
I already had the top hats.
I'll tap
It's
Felix
funny.
on the shoulder.
Yes.
Could we talk in private for a moment?
Of course.
I'll pick you up with my soft hands.
Oh,
He has very soft hands.
he does have very
Elephants
soft hands.
apparently have very soft hands.
And I'll move us over towards where we're away from everyone else, and I'll kind of get down. So just kind of cutting straight to the chase. You're in relatively close with the mothers, yes?
I'd say relatively.
Is there any way you could facilitate a sort of meeting between the two of us and them?
I could work that out. Just between me and you and them, or are we bringing the whole party?
For now, I don't know exactly what to expect, so just us.
All right. Can I
so
ask what this is about?
Corton sidles up as you're having this conversation. It says, "They'll be at the party tonight," and wanders away. He gives
a
you sort
thumbs
of
up.
an askance. He looks askance at the two of you, like, well, obviously they're planning something.
I mean, we
Shady.
know that Gordon is such a housewife, just like
Shady bitches.
I mean, they're coming.
It is primarily more so for, I guess you could say, my vendetta, but I would like to see if I also need to pay them back for, pretending to eat their brains. That was rather embarrassing. But
Yes.
aside from that, I do want to see if maybe I could form some sort of positive relationship with them. I feel like their resources would be endlessly useful.
Yes, that's true. All right. We'll talk to them. I'll call up Mikey and make sure they know that we plan a tete-a-tete.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
Fantastic. I love it. So, Gorf is creating enormous amounts of food for the huge number of people that are going to be approaching.
This is
Goru is helping to set up the dancers. Dill and Bruna are now down in Joaquin's Spiral, shopping for something fabulous to wear.
and then that we have rehearsal. Yeah, we have to go fast.
Yes, quickly. We don't want to disappoint Felix.
And I need the flute.
As you exit through the first level of the mine, you see that the whole space is starting to shift very dramatically. You see all of these sort of what look initially like just giant piles of like burlaps, right? Just all over the place. Can't really figure out what they're supposed to be for. And then just huge amounts of quarried stone just around the perimeter, all near where the palisade. And Corton looks at all of you. He says, "Pardon me for just a moment." And he wanders off towards one of the piles of burlap. And you see him make some graceful arcane gestures towards these burlap sacks. And you watch them unwind themselves and then wind themselves back together in this gorgeous thin material that starts coloring itself in these beautiful, rich colors and begins attaching itself to various buildings that have been created throughout the several months, creating this gorgeous rainbow tapestry over the top, shielding you from the harshness of the sun's rays. Everything starts looking far more colorful and beautiful, and then he heads over to the palisade walls and does the same thing, but this time you see the rock itself start to form itself around the wooden walls that were your palisades, converting them into actual stonework. So there is now a 3-foot thick stone wall surrounding the entire encampment.
We should be safe. Yeah.
Isn't that fun? It's delightful.
And super colorful. Quite gay, if I say
Super
so.
fancy.
So now, what are you gonna do?
Shop.
Yeah.
I need to cook. I need to have an outfit, and then rehearsal. We need to kill this performance.
Kill?
Yes,
Why
yes,
did
you
say
do.
it like that.
Not like that. It's an expression when you want to. Okay, never mind. Just find something cool for you. You know what? I will choose your outfit.
Oh, I was thinking. Well, I already have the top hat.
Ah,
It's
But,
gonna look at the top hat. It's gonna
that's
look
true.
at you, and it's gonna be like, "Do you really need to keep it on the
it
outfit?"
it matches with Felix.
Mine's
Yeah,
gone.
but I understand why.
Never mind. Fuck that guy. No.
Done.
The first time you
Done.
actually swear.
Party disbanded.
I'm
Done.
I can't with it. Experiment.
I-
I'm coming down. I'm going with you.
I was
All right.
thinking something white and
I-
red in the colors of Sune.
All right, so as you go through the portal and you head into Joaquin's spiral, you head over to the Arm of Commerce. And are you going to go to the more expensive part of the Arm of Commerce, or are you going to the less expensive?
Kyle, please. We are rich. Of course, we're going to the expensive.
I have like 2,000 gold.
All
We
right.
have a full mine. We're rich.
So, you head over to towards the center of see the various palaces and the huge temple is rising up. As you get towards the center of the city, the architecture gets more complex and larger and more beautiful until you are just walking down what looks like canyons of gemstone covered walls. You find several different shops with beautiful signs and just filigreed. Everything sparkles and shines in sunlight. Tell me exactly what you are in a shop. What's going to draw your eye?
Considering how Gruna is, she wants to see something that is. She doesn't know about fashion that much, even though she wants to believe it. So she wants to believe she's going to the most expensive place, so it's gonna be the best place she can go. So the most filigree, even though it looks a little bit baroque, the most baroque one.
So as you look around, you find a place that is just so ostentatious. It is so overdone, and because Gruna doesn't really understand what that means, that is the one that she will pick.
Exactly, it's like, that must be the best one. Look at it. The filigrees and the plants and, well, I don't know what they are, but they look beautiful. This must be their best place.
And
I
as
trust you.
As you start walking in, you see like from a couple of like really sort of demure perfectly situated bay windows. You see several other shopkeepers sort of look at you like, ugh, okay.
Basic.
They can't afford this.
And
That would
as
be just like,
you
I don't get it.
as you go in, you see this sort of you can't really tell what gender this person is. They come running up to you in just the you can't even tell if it's like pants or a dress because there's so many ruffles. It's just there's so much happening on this.
We're gonna look awful,
It's
deal,
like
but I love it.
it's like they took every
This is
single
perfect for
piece
Dale.
of fabric
I mean,
that
look
they
at him.
could find and just added it and added it and added it. There is the the hips are like out to here, like it's just
Oh my
it's
How do you
it
call them in Spanish? They're enaguas,
it
these
looks
metal things.
it just looks like the most antebellum like cotillion outfit that you've ever seen, right? Along with a hat that looks like it's made of 4 separate hats. Just giant thing. She comes hustling up to you and she's like, well now, okay, so all right, hello. I would really like to make sure that I can serve you the best that I can. So, hello. Can
Hello?
you please tell me exactly what you are looking for? And is it something like this? And she points to herself.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm gonna tell you a situation. So, hi, Jill doesn't know anything about fashion. I'm new to this world. And we have a ball, but we're gonna be the musicians, and we want to be stunning in a Sune honoring way. So,
Oh,
not
Sune. Yes, of course. Of course. Okay, all right.
I
So,
play the
what
he
you
plays
want
the
to do?
violin.
You need to come over here. And she takes you to one of the windows of the shop, and you see this confection of like white and red that would be perfect for Sune, except that it is the gown part of it is probably wider than any doorway that you have so far seen in the it is just it looks like Sune's face is actually outlined sort of with bright red hair on the front of the gown, right?
I'm gonna lean to Jill and ask
No,
you, "That's what these people
no.
were?"
Oh my god. Just...
Jill, is that what rich people were?
I have no idea.
Somebody really should have gone with them.
They're really
So
beautiful.
she looks at you and she's like, well, this dress is 1,200 gold pieces, so only a rich person could afford.
I mean, I look at Jill like with a smirk in my face. We can afford it. But I don't think that mechanically we'll be able to, well, play and move around. Do you have something a little bit, even though we want it to be, honoring to Sune either way, but maybe less white? White in the sense of not white color, white. Yeah, not native problems.
Wide. Okay,
Wide.
yes. It's like,
Not native problems,
sure, I guess so. Let's see. I think I've got some.
Like-
And she's gonna start showing you all kinds of different dresses, and they are all super roughly. They've all got like giant sort of cap sleeves, and then just ruffle, and like massive amounts of crinoline underneath. Like all of them just are huge. Just, I mean, they're
The most
to your
ostentatious.
right, they might be very pretty, but it will obviously be very difficult to move.
Yeah, as musicians, you really need to be able to move a little bit. Do you have anything else?
And she starts taking you towards like the back of the shop, and you
Just
find
like-
some things that are a little less ostentatious. There are, you see that like there's a few things for men. She mostly, there's
What's you can-
there are a few things for men. You're seeing things like baby blue tuxedos with just ruffle everywhere, with like 3 or 4 layers of ruffles like right at the wrist. There's with like giant velvet, like crushed velvet jackets and things like that. Imagine just an 80s prom nightmare, and that is what
I
the
think it would be
clothes
perfect
look
for
like.
you. If we find it in Suna colors, that would be perfect. You can move around it. It has ruffles, so it must be expensive and good. Is that how fashion works, right? If it has ruffles, it's good, and people likes it.
Yeah, obviously.
Maybe. Gonna do. Do you think
I'm gonna
should I
allow
wear?
Dill. I'm gonna allow you a history check.
Okay.
A fashion sense check, please.
Since you've been around for 1,000 years.
Oh, I was almost hoping for like a 1.
600
Well,
years ago,
we can give
knew
it to
this
you
was
with disadvantage
fashion.
because you don't actually know anything about fashion. So if you'd like disadvantage on that, we can give it to you.
Why
Well, I
not?
know
If we
it's
would
not-
ask for disadvantage,
All right,
11,
and
it's-
11.
It's not that bad still.
There were definitely moments like you've seen like a lot of different sepulchres, mausoleums, things like that. So you've seen how both rich people and poor people. And one of the things you remember, there have definitely been like periods in the last 1,000 years gone and seen dead people dressed in big giant dresses, like stuff like that, but not always, and more often they're not.
I'll say like I have seen people wear clothes like this about 700, 750 years ago.
you know what?
Do you think it's still in style today?
You know what I start thinking? You know what? I think I can. I mean, we are in Walking Spiral. There must be a ghost that knows about fashion. Give me a second. I will just convoke my ghost to tell me. I want to
Middle of
find
the shop.
in the middle of the shop. I want to find a
You're
ghost
gonna
that knows
ask the
about
ghost
fashion.
what to wear.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a ghost,
So
but
I need,
somewhere.
I need you to tell me exactly how this looks.
Yeah, not pretty. So I will be like, yeah, 1 second, deal, and my eyes will turn this turquoise blue, and it just like flames will come out of them, and I will just look up and just while you see,
And you see
like
the woman. As soon as that happens, the woman like just starts screaming at the top of her lungs, and runs out the back of the shop screaming for the guards. She is terrified that you are a demon who is going to light fire to all of her fabulous gowns. What are you gonna do?
Should we go?
Take the
But
dress,
we
leave
need-
the money, and go.
But we need to dress first. Did I at least convoke a spirit for helping us get a nice dress?
If you want to hang around for a bit, like, sure, you can have a conversation with your spirit. Would you like to have a conversation with?
Yeah, if I find
Okay,
the presence of
Dill,
the spirit.
hold on. Dill, what would you like to do?
I mean, this is Dill's been around a lot of death. There's nothing unusual for him.
All right. Well, I mean, you now have been around humans enough to know that if someone's screaming for the guards, that something's probably going to happen.
That's fair. I don't think that's a good sign. Felix would be very disappointed if we get arrested and miss the.
Gruna, are you still going to attempt to have a conversation with your spirit?
I look at the spirit, it starts fading. I look at him, and it looks, I guess, fantastic. Really well dressed for a spirit. And I'll be like, I guess you're right. Okay, let's get something fast and pay, I don't know,
Okay, let's hurry.
pay in the shop and
Are
just
you?
run.
Oh my god. Are you okay? So you're gonna grab something off the rack while The owner of the shop is out
I think
back.
we should go to another place. Maybe something with a little smaller prices for the moment.
You know what? I follow you. You know this place.
I
Are you all right? I need you to tell me how you the shop.
Do you think?
How we exit?
Yes.
Yeah, wait. Did you really think she was that scared? Like calling guards is scared?
You can still hear her screaming just outside the back of the shop.
I
I'm
think
gonna
so.
cast
Guard.
it myself. I'm
I'll
gonna
use sort of.
the human.
Should I? I'll
You
use
should disguise
cast
you.
invisibility on myself.
Oh my god. Okay. Dill is now invisible. So
And I am
Dill, tell me
disguised.
what are you going to do, Dill?
I'll put my hand on Gruna's shoulder and sort of just guide her out of the place. Make sure we don't get separated. And I'll. We're in a completely different district. How much time do we have?
I mean,
don't know.
you're probably about half an hour in. There's 45 minutes.
We don't have much time, so Luna will go
Oh.
to the next job just disguised as a human using disguise.
I'll use
spell.
fire. Yeah, we'll just go to a store that seems fairly normal but slightly upper class.
Well, I mean, all of the shops around it are much more demure, you know.
Okay. Well then, yes, let's do that. One of
I
the
didn't realize that Dill and Gruna would be this fucking chaotic together.
Yeah, right.
And I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean,
As
come
long as
on,
we don't get arrested.
Gruna has definitely proven that she is going to be chaotic, regardless of the situation. So,
It's my thing.
you, as you sort of start walking down the street, you see a couple of the shop doors open, and several of the shop owners are like coming out and like rapping on the front pane of like the shop next to them, and you hear all of these voices talking about, I don't know, something on. There's something weird happening. There's a monster over down at Annabelle's place. No, I mean, her dresses are gross, but you know, I don't think that she should be attacked by a monster.
I'm
I just
taking
don't. I don't
next
really
time
know.
I will not convoke the powers of the of the other side when I'm trying to shop for a dress.
Are you
Yeah, I have
all-
learned
are-
from experience that people don't really like that. I've made similar
Yeah.
mistakes in the past.
Are you just sort of casually walking down the street? What's going on with you? How are you reacting to what's going on around you?
Yeah, remember that I cast this guy out, he's invisible, and we're just like walking and trying to find another shop.
I'm perfectly aware. Okay, so you're acting like nothing's wrong.
Yeah, no.
Okay, give me a deception check. Okay. All right. So everyone is sort of like looking at you like, why? Very cool. Okay. Because you can still in the distance hear someone screaming. There's and so you find like a couple doors down, you find another dress shop. Do you want to go in there? Do you want to keep looking?
I mean, we are tight on a schedule, so yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
go to the first one that looks
Gr-
nice.
Gruna, do you think
as-
should I wear pants or should I wear a dress? What do you think?
Pants. I mean, I'm not good at fashion, but not that bad.
There
Well, no,
is
she's decent at fashion.
so as you enter it, you see towards the back of the shop that someone is sort of leaning their head out, like talking to someone else out the back of the shop. And they hear the bell ring at the front of the store, and you see them sort of like, oh, hold on. Oh my God. And she comes rushing up to you, looking you up and down. What are you wearing as the
Yeah, the most normal clothes that I would see in the merchant. Probably I'd look to a person, and I will copy
Normal.
his.
Normal is not a useful descriptor. Tell me what kind of
Well,
clothes.
I don't know how merchantry people dress, so the most vanilla merchantry outfit I could think of.
Okay, are you talking about a worker, a merchant, a miner, who are you talking about?
probably considering where we are, so I would take reference from here. A merchant, someone with a little bit of money.
Okay. All right. So as you walk in, the shopkeeper looks at you sort of up and down, obviously analyzing what you're wearing, and she sort of gives you a weird look, and then give me a, what would this be?
Insight?
Give me a dexterity check.
Is he gonna throw me something?
Both of us?
Safe or check?
No, just Gruna. All right, so you are able to, because this is an illusory gown, you are able to actually move in a way that makes it look like you're actually. So she sort of looks at you a little bit, and she's like, "Okay, what can I do for you? I'm sorry. There's some commotion that's happening.
Yeah,
Apparently, one of the other shopkeepers was just attacked by a monster.
That's terrible.
Who the
He's
hell is
invisible.
that?" She suddenly starts looking around.
Yeah.
Like, what? Who was that?
Gruna will try to imitate Dill's voice as best as he can. Sorry, I have a cold. Yeah, that's so bad. Yeah.
But your lips didn't move when you were saying that.
Did you like my ventriloquist practice?
Why are you practicing on me?
Well, you always have to be keeping on with the practice, or you lose it. Well, or you lose it because I'm Dale now. Yeah.
Who's still?
Okay. I'm gonna need yet another deception check.
I imagine.
Let's see.
12.
12. She let's see. She's gonna do a little, just roll a straight d20 for her insight, and let's see what we get here. She gets an 8, so she believes you.
I mean, you never know. This
It's
is
going
super weird.
amazingly.
Okay, she's like, okay, what can I do for you?
Yep. For my spectacle, both me and my boyfriend need some outfits, so I was shopping for that.
All right. Okay.
We want to honor Sune because that's what the outfits are about, and the spectacle.
Oh, certainly. And she looks at you and she says, and how much were you looking to spend?
Bruna will think about. I mean, she's first, so she doesn't know exactly how things are valuable. I don't know, like 5 platinum.
Pay for 50 gold. All right. Yep.
Do we need more? Maybe. I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know.
Sick professor. I'm just seeing a burlap sack with merchant written on the back.
Not suspicious
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm a merchant, I promise.
That's exactly what
Yes.
she's wearing.
And this is always been
So
my
she
choice.
says, so 50 gold. All right. She looks and she says, all right. And
Well,
she leads you into a salon that has, it's obviously meant for private fitting. It's got many different mirrors there. And there are some beautiful dresses lined up all along the walls. It's like, I can alter these as necessary over the course of about half an hour, if that's what we need to do. But why don't you tell me if any of these would do? And you see one that is like a beautiful, sort of spangly, very shiny, short black dress, very cocktail dress. You see one that has this long train that is done in white and red, that is very sheer on the front. And you see another that is done in a beautiful silk print that has like one larger sleeve over here and is an asymmetric cut. Oh, well, thank you for the subscription.
Thank you very much.
You're amazing. So tell me, which one of these dresses do you think is through and through?
I kind of look at Jill without trying to make it as less noticeable as possible. I think I like the long train because it has Suna's colors, and I think it would be gorgeous in this scenario. Yeah.
Fantastic. For a few extra, we can in fact create an enchantment that ensures that the train will never touch the ground.
Oh, yes, of course. And for my boyfriend, we need some outfit too. Something that could be, well, work together, fine.
She then sort of heads to a few of the different cupboards and she starts pulling a few things out. If you want it to match, if you want something beautiful that isn't going to be matchy, let's try something like this. And she pulls out this beautiful silk coat. It's like a little 2-button tuxedo coat with tails. There's a beautiful white top hat that has a red silk ribbon around it with beautiful white slacks and this almost blood red shirt that matches the silk on the top hat.
And I will act like he really knows about fashion.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it will be perfect.
I sent an image in game day. Do you think we can find something like that?
I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. We'll see in just a moment. Is this gonna terrify me? Am I gonna cry?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. I see what you're aiming at. Are you going to attempt to communicate this to Gruna?
I'm just looking around invisibly. I'll just sort of pat Gruna on the shoulder, letting her know that I'll just look around for a bit, and I'm gonna see if I can find.
I don't see.
Okay, as you pat her on the shoulder, Gruno, what do you take from this message of being pat upon the shoulder?
And then you feel the hand leave. So
sorry. Sometimes I get scared out of nowhere. You know. No, I think I look around. Never mind. I think the one you chose was completely fine.
Okay, fabulous. So, Dill, are you going to speak up?
I'm just going to quickly leave the shop, drop the invisibility, and re-enter.
God. I want you to make me a perception check.
Oh my god. This is getting so complicated.
Good God, you guys. I mean...
I'm sorry for those that are not in this scene. I'm so sorry. It's taking
Gorf just paid a goblin to go get him an outfit.
Right. Before
I
you
wanted
drop
to be
your
fast,
invisibility,
I swear.
you see many guards running around trying to find the monster that attacked Annabelle.
I'll go into an alley, and I'll just I'll take the I'm still wearing the cloak of the ferryman, so I'll take it off, and only wearing my scale armor, and I'll just sort of put the cloak over so that it's sort of like a shawl, so it sort of covers my face, and it's a bit different from what I looked like earlier, and then I'll re-enter.
Good. All right, so you'll head in, and what I'm going to say is that Bruna, you can in fact get that dress. Dill, as you have conversations with this woman, you can. She does find you a beautiful outfit that looks like the picture you sent.
I'm just also gonna ask Gruna if she thinks I should have something on my head or just go.
As this. Of course you should.
Like what?
All right. And so I am going to sort of fast forward all of this a bit as it's been you two for the last 40 minutes, and I would like to include.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone else. We turned this into a shopping episode. Hijacking the episode.
So you do get fabulous outfits. Apparently, we have now met a nice lady named Annabelle, who's terrified of you. So I'm sure I will work that in somewhere. And you guys continue shopping. Let's go back to Delver's Dream. And Gorf, how are things coming in the kitchen?
They're coming. Gorf is freaking out, and he's turning into Gordon Ramsay of the kitchen because he's just stressed out. I typed some things he was yelling in the like, where's the lamb sauce? You're an idiot sandwich. Are you trying to murder our guests? And my favorite is, I wouldn't feed this to a pack of hellhounds. So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay,
he's kind of a monster.
In
Gorf is
the
a
kitchen,
cooking what
in the
needs a
kitchen,
mother.
so in the kitchen you have, in fact, been there are many dwarves that just got back after 200 years. And as you are yelling these things at them, I need you to make me a dexterity check.
Do I see it coming?
You do not.
Okay.
All right.
13.
And you feel something wet hit the back of your head. And as you peel it off, it looks like some sort of like coleslaw type dish. And everyone is sort of like just working very, very hard around you.
Do I know who threw it?
Reaction. Nope.
He tastes it.
Oh my god. Okay. And
Is it good?
tastes fantastic.
Good. Okay, this is what I've been looking for. Come on, guys.
All right, so
Let's make some more of this. Delicious.
Are you still facing the same direction, or did you turn around?
No, he turned around.
Okay, as you turn around, make me another dexterity. All right, a 16. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a sausage with a bunch of barbecue sauce on it flying towards you, and you snatch it out of the air.
Oh.
With his teeth, he does it with his teeth. Just
Is it good?
He sure does.
Is it really good?
It's amazing.
Oh,
It's amazing.
This too. For this.
All right, everyone's sort of grumbling around you, but they feel a little better now that you've said that, like, these are actually. And around you, all around you, there are just dwarves and goblins just appearing with new kinds of food. As things are being prepared, they're being sort of plated up and sent out for, in the room across the hall in the giant feast hall. Things are just being laid out all on the table. Right. And some are like taking stuff up to the top to the tavern that was constructed to create buffets up there of just all kinds of things. Fish and meats and cheeses, veggies, just all kinds of interesting dishes and fabulous things. A lot of them have like heavy gravy and stuff like that because they're making stuff. You very early on, you managed to get the goblins out of the kitchen, so there's no goblin cook happening. They're more helping out by running things to different places. A lot of them are coming back sort of covered in sauce or gravy or things, obviously having tried many of the lovely dishes that are being sent up. And into the kitchen walks your father, who you have not seen
Oh god.
in many days.
Ugh.
Well, hello, Gorf.
Father.
How are you?
Try to get this party, these people fed.
Well,
But good.
I'm glad to see that that you are planning a party while Lich Queen is taking over half the continent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry we can't throw a party after literally defeating a pit fiend, Dad. You
Well-
know, not everyone can go from thing to thing to thing in hours.
Well, I'm sure your brother
Is
would
coming
be
to
out.
the party too.
Gorp, how can you say that? Your brother died on a mission to Nanket.
Goru?
Yes, your brother Goru. The last time we heard anything was as the Lich Queen was taking over. And she is not one to allow enemies or friends to live if she can help it. Our whole diplomatic team was in the castle when,
I don't know
and I
about-
have not heard from your brother since.
Well,
Oops.
yeah,
Whoops.
I understand why you would think that, but he's actually been here in Delver's Dream for the last week.
Even less.
He's alive. I fought
Few
with
days
him.
at least.
He's
What are
actually
you
probably
talking
just in the
about?
other room. Is he just in the other room? Do I know that?
I'm on the first floor.
He's on the first floor. He's in this mine. I'm shocked that he hasn't contacted you. I'm terribly sorry, Father.
Using the phone, just
But
a
he
little
is,
WhatsApp
Wait,
he
are
is
you saying-
very much
are you-
alive.
He's alive, and you see this giant bear who's bigger than either of his sons, probably about 8.5 feet tall, just a huge grizzly bear of a guy, just fall on the floor and start weeping. He is just in tears, just my baby.
Gor's gonna help him up, and
alive.
even though he wasn't hugged enough as a child by his father, he's gonna give him a big hug. Like,
Oh,
it's okay,
he's gonna give you.
I'm so sorry you thought that. If I had known, I would have made sure you were informed. He's safe and he's well.
There's going to be many tears, but he eventually will sort of calm down. He's like, "Where's my son? Where is he?"
And then one of the goblins that's coming in be like, "Hey, could you show my father where Goru is? I'm needed here, but he will show you the way. He's not far."
All right. And as that happens, does anything else go on in the kitchen?
No, everyone now knows what Gorf's expectations of the food, and they're skilled enough to be able to meet it. We just had to get on the same page.
Just FYI, from now on, anytime you are interacting with a dwarf mine, you will have disadvantage on your checks with them, because word is going to get out of how badly treated while they were trying to cook.
And
That's
this
fair.
one not gonna get in prison.
Nice.
So you can either lean into that reputation, or either way, 100% up to you. But you've got that reputation now.
That's fair.
Food's
Food's gonna be
all right,
amazing,
and
though.
yeah, it's gonna be incredible. It is. Goru, you
fucked up.
you are up on the first level of the mine, trying to get some things sorted out. And in walks your father. What do you do?
God, it's good to see you. I'm like in
And-
the middle of like as he walks in, I'm like, this is how you pirouette, and like showing these like dancers and
Well,
telling
first-
servants to put stuff over there.
First of all, I'm going to need you to give me a performance check.
Oh yeah.
Does Goro actually know about performance?
Is he?
A
Is
bit
he?
so
I'm
fun.
a diplomat.
I
Okay.
actually used to be.
Oh,
What?
21.
You
Are you
used to be a ballet
kidding me?
dancer.
Go.
So
Let's go.
so
Hell
you
yeah.
are teaching them a gorgeous dance routine that they're gonna pull out like at the height of the party, right? Like this is gonna be incredible. And you see all of these dancers. There are goblins, there are hobgoblins, there are dwarves, there's humans, there's elves, like all of them. The people are really now starting to arrive from all over for this party, as apparently Corton sent runners through all of the portals to get people to appear. So this is all happening. It's delightful. Now I need a dexterity check.
Just a regular check. Here we go.
I mean, you're a good dancer. Maybe you're good at dexterity too. Well, maybe not.
Nope.
Dude.
Dear.
You're a teacher, not a dancer.
They don't
Yeah, so-
translate, apparently.
So as you are showing part of the routine to your dancers, you have sort of turned around, said hi to your dad, and then turned back around, and you are now on the as your father punched you in the back of the head.
Ah!
It's like, you, I thought you were dead. And you see him just enraged.
Wait, Dad. Corton didn't tell you what happened?
That's not his job. It's your job to tell me that my son isn't
Sorry.
dead.
Dad.
And he just smacks you across the face, like, you didn't tell me. And he's crying. And
I just like go and just like hug my dad. I'm like, Dad, I'm so sorry. Like,
make me another dexterity check.
all right.
Judy's great.
Just kick you in the balls.
A 13. I am sorry, but your father is here for a very long time. He dodges your hug and smacks you again. And he's like, you say you're sorry. You apologize.
I get down on my knees like, Father, like, Dad, I'm so sorry. Like, you must have been so worried, Dad. There's no excuse. There's been so much going on. Gorfin just pulled into this crazy adventure, and
Blame your brother.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault, Dad. It's my fault. That must have been so scary. I'm so sorry. I'm here. I'm okay. Everything's okay.
And then you hear from behind your father this very high-pitched voice saying, well, it's always fun to watch the bear cry. It sure is.
Is Elmo invited?
It's Mikey.
It's Mikey.
It's not
it
Mikey.
Oh.
That's
It's
not
not?
Mikey, no.
It's one of
ally.
it's one of the mothers.
Oh.
Thanks
Well,
for the follow.
first of all, thank you,
Yep.
Sabotage, for following us. You get a little twinkle from Corton, is what you get. Now,
Imagine your mother is actually the girlfriend of your father now. Come get me a problem.
so you see your father whip around and see one of the mothers from the council just standing on top of the mithril table, looking at him, giggling, and just sort of picking at, because she sat down first, a perfect meal appeared in front of her on this mithril table, and she's just sort of picking at it. What's wrong? And Goru, why don't you tell her?
The feast hasn't started yet. By the way, I've been working and we're organizing things, so little rude, but I really screwed up, and my dad thought I was dead for the past week or two, probably now, because the
Well, no, it's
diplomat-
only
of
been
which-
about 3 days.
3
Yeah,
days.
it's been not too long.
It's been a couple days.
Well,
It's been a couple days.
When did he probably been like what 4 since he thought I died with the whole cart carrying me away?
Oh
so-
no, it's literally only been. If we look at the
Oh, God.
calendar, it's been 2 days.
2
Well,
days.
2 days since we
Okay.
found them, but we don't know
Yeah.
how long they've been in non-cat or whatever without
Yeah.
doing anything.
We've been doing a lot in a short period of time. We really should
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
So I
But
screwed
now
up.
you have not had a short rest. You have not had a long rest. Like, I want to say, oh no, you had one long rest
One long
in the last
rest, yeah.
5 sessions. So
Easily, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't like long rests in this campaign.
So do we normally get our children by beating them severely?
I'm a special child, I guess.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
He beats special children extra?
wow,
That's messed
this is
up.
getting really
We're
Hey,
bad.
getting
then.
That's not
cancelled.
okay.
I
Possibly getting
think
cancelled.
so the mother is just gonna look at both of you with really wide eyes and be like,
I think probably my children are very interested in hearing about it. I wonder what the rest of the council will after they find out it was yours.
and you
That's-
see her sort of scurry out of the room. So now, just to recap for people,
How much of the food did she eat?
the mothers have it's part of the hero's feast. That's what they're at.
Oh, okay.
There's as of this point, Gorf has thrown a merchant prince at his father.
Yeah.
Um,
Eat on 2 other ones.
and then been a part of making the mothers very uncomfortable while his friend pretended to eat their brains. Then now he has been seen crying and beating one of his children, with apparently the explanation that it's okay for that to happen in this family. So he spins around to his son and it's just like, you can't imagine what you just did. Oh, God. How are you going to respond?
Don't know what I did, but I think it's not great, is it, Dad?
So essentially, what's happening now is you might need to help rehabilitate the image of all bear folk in the country that you come from at
Oh,
this
God.
point. The mothers have a very long reach when it comes to information. So soon everyone is going to know that apparently bear folk are just violent and abusive.
No,
And the
here's the
dancers
lie.
and the
Not like
dancers
I'm a
all
young
around
kid.
you are
That's okay.
now watching you apologize to your father for beating you.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
So,
that's not the best look.
yeah, not a great
There's
look for
something
you.
healthy.
All right. Are you gonna do something to try to fix this?
I kind of like looked at everyone and like, look, you've gotten to know me a tiny bit over this last series, like this couple minutes of dancing. This was a matter between myself and my father. I wronged him. I
No,
let him
you
think.
hear before you can finish. You hear someone, can't tell who, from the crowd being like, yeah, that's what abused people say a lot.
I like.
Wow, this just
resist-
went dark.
Like. I
This
don't
went
know.
dark really, really fast.
This goes
You have someone right now, like, you know how this world works. You can do whatever you want, but there are consequences for everything you do. Right now, in front of a crowd of people, you have someone that has just been beaten by their parent, giving excuses to everybody as to why it's okay for their parent to beat them. So that's what's happening right now.
I kind of stand up and say, I'm not some small child that if I wanted to not let myself be pushed around, I could. My
You
father
see
was
a lot of
emotional. He thought I was dead.
you
So-
see a lot of people sort of like looking uncomfortably around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Look
this is bad.
uncomfortable.
Oh, God.
Look uncomfortable.
You see a couple of them sort of walk out of the room, and as they pass, they just like look him up and down. They're like, and just walk out of the room.
Oh.
Like go and is like, none of this matters, Dad. And I just like go and give him a big hug, and I'm like, I'm just glad that you know that I'm okay, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you I was alive. And
All right. Okay. There's gonna be pairing that you guys are gonna have to do. There's all right. So you are down about half your dancers now. The other ones are looking very uncomfortable. What are you gonna do now, Gore?
Gora's just like I've given you the dance. I need to go clean up. I've just like he's just really frustrated at the situation and is very dirty still from all the fighting and hasn't had a chance to change or wash up. So he gives a couple directions to some of the servants to put some stuff that they're bringing in and goes and finds a place to wash up and change.
You hear from out in the corridor, Corton's voice yell. You hear a little high-pitched something that you can't really make out, and then you hear Corton scream, "Not in my mind!" Oh! You see him come hurtling in. He throws open the door, and he looks at your father, and he's like, "Is it true?" And you see your father look at him like, "I didn't. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything wrong." Corton looks at you, Goru, and he's like, "Is it true?"
I don't know what you've heard, Corton.
You know exactly what I've heard. Stop playing the goddamn diplomat. Is it true?
Yes.
Before you can say another word, Corton's eyes just blaze. He walks up to your father, smacks him across the room. You watch your father just fly across the room and smack it to him.
So we respond in the same way of what you're angry about, huh, Corton?
You are his child.
I'm a grown person.
I think that's a cute distinction, but the fact is we don't deal with abuse here. Apologize to him. And you see your father sort of like get up slowly, growl a little bit, recognize that he's here. He looks at you and he's, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, what you did was wrong, Father.
The dancers sort of look at you and they're like, "Oh, no. I don't want to hear about any of it. Not in my mind." Just walks back out the door. What are you going to do now, Gore?
Corton is very hard to peg down.
Yeah. Dad, I'm busy. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy the feast, but I have things to do. And I kind of like give him like kind of a pat and a half hug. I'm all right. We'll catch up in a bit. And then I kind of go back to like, now everyone that's here to dance, let's dance. And I kind of like am still trying to half manage like choreograph and like these servants that are still around. And forget about the fact that I still need to clean up and covered in dirt and blood. So.
That's true. You are all just covered in like gore at this point from pit fiends and goddesses. So your father accepts, like looks at you and says, "Yes, we can talk about this later," and wanders out of the mine towards the party. And that leaves Ethul and Felix.
I don't know what Felix is doing, but if he wants to help me haul in all the liquor that I got carts of kegs and wine bottles.
It's all the liquor for the tavern.
I've got a couple things I need to do. I think I'm going to go and get Blix and kind of hire him as an assistant.
So you now have a big blue dragon demon
Yeah, as an
following
assistant.
you around.
And I'm contacting everyone I know and telling them about this amazing feast and party to celebrate the clearing of the mine and the return of not only the Dwarven people but Bandolf Noblefury. I'm getting the Bard's College involved. I'm getting Mikey to help spread the word of
Fabulous.
everything. I'm also, while I'm doing this and contacting all of those people, I'm kind of putting feelers out at the same time about a little bit of our loose ends. Because I know at least they've all kind of noticed by now that the moon is an eyeball. So
Yes, there is that thing that's happening there
Yeah.
around all of you. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So I don't think anybody's actually even said anything about that yet, but it's just like, yeah, guys, did you look up? I mean, the moon is looking at me. Is it just me? Is it looking at you too, or
You see, like, it seems to be like have a steady bead on the mine. And I will give you this sort of like as the hours pass, as things are actually like coming together, you notice that it is shifting towards the north. It looks like where the gaze is set is slowly looking to the north and to the west.
wow, that's crazy. It's just the whole eye thing. It's just the other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to prepare gifts and places along with like a whole song and dance kind of schedule for all of the entertainment. But I really just want to set up gifts for the people that are invited, such as the princes, and I would like to get a gift for all of the merchant princes. I'd like to get stuff for the mothers, and just kind of do that.
Okay, so you see Corton come out of the mine. He looks a little distraught. But do you want to grab him?
Yeah, Corton. Oh, what happened to you?
Yes,
You seem-
Felix. Nothing. It's fine. Felix is taken care. Yes. What can I do for you?
Right, perfect. This is I mean, I don't have to tell you, this is a rather large event. I'd like to prepare things to kind of amend our relationships with the many people in the area. I could really use your hand in helping to pick some gifts and helping set places for the merchant princes.
Well, listen. I suppose I could. Oh, let me think. What did you want to get them?
Well, it's kind of hard. I don't know them all personally, but I was thinking that the merchant prince of Lore, I could just introduce him to Ingrath. I mean, she is probably his dream to meet that person. War, we might just gift them some fancy-looking weapons. What do you think on that one?
I think that the librarian would love to get his hands on a few of the tomes. Certain. I think that might just be the thing. That might actually. As long as you don't call his wife a whore again, I think we might be able to solve this. Do you think you could? That you and the rest of your friends could manage that? Not saying anything terrible for a few moments?
I will not be drinking today, so I will keep it very classy. I cannot say the same for the rest of my party. I don't know exactly what they will be doing. Besides that, there's going to be quite a few people in attendance. Is there any way we can make for certain that none of them will cause any trouble?
I mean, I certainly cannot promise. We can try our very best. Don't forget, there will be many, many people here. Yes, it's true, but we also have many people on guard, people trying to make things delightful.
Okay. Well, we'll
So
just
certainly, what about the merchant prince of commerce, the one that Gorf threw at his father?
That one.
Well, I mean, the immediate thing that comes to mind, sorry. Oh, distracted.
Forton laughs. He obviously looks upset at himself that he actually laughed at that, but he laughs anyway.
Oh, come on, Gordon, you can do better to
It's
himself.
Well, we can give him a contract to the mine. I know he would have wanted that. Not to ownership, of course, but to access to the commerce area.
Give him one of the slots in the marketplace.
Yes, I mean, he would absolutely love that. Maybe even since we are wealthy enough, I may buy him a new bottle of liquor.
Well, we have all those fire flowers growing in the greenhouse. We can certainly some of them.
Yes, I will.
But you should discuss with your friends whether or not anytime you want to give someone a slot in the mine. But for this evening, I think I could certainly create. Does he see Ithul like behind the bar or around him?
Yeah, like if you're asking me, yeah, the fool's not making himself hidden.
No, I'm asking Felix because no one cares what Ithul thinks.
Yes, I think.
Yes, I am asking. Yes, I am asking. I'm asking you what your character is doing.
Oh, so you are asking Damien?
So Ithul. Yes, of
Okay.
course. I'm not going to let you control his character. Good God.
I wasn't planning on it. I was just
Good God.
confused.
But yes, Athul is just setting up like a sort of wet bar and like a table for drinks and stuff, and he's like pouring out glasses.
He's going to look at you and he's going to be like, "Do you have any of those fireflies?"
Yes, I've got quite the collection built up at this point.
I'd like one of them.
Do you want the flower or the seed?
The seed, please.
He'll pull one out of his robe and hand it to him. There you go.
And he digs around behind the bar and he finds a bottle of good brandy. And he drops the fireflower seed into the brandy, and you see him gesture very gracefully and beautifully at this. And you see it start to sort of mellow and shift color. It gets a little lighter and brighter. And you realize that he is actually using a little bit of chronomancy, a little bit of time magic to actually age the brandy.
Dang.
Nice.
And he hands the bottle to you. He says, "That's
Fancy.
That's about a 500-year-old vintage now. That should do."
I can't wait until I learn how to do that.
I wouldn't suggest that you try any of it. It's been aging for 500 years. Your head would probably burn.
That's amazing, Corton.
Yes, I know.
Also, everything that's happened, I wanted to say, and I think this is a good time, thank you for everything you've done. Genuinely.
Well, that's certainly out of character for you, but I'll accept it. Now, thank you, little one, for doing the very best, in very trying circumstances. I hope you will be up to the tasks of, well, because you've been so sincere with me, I will be sincere with you. I hope you're up to the task, choosing the direction the entire multiverse will go. And with that, he looks at you and he waves his hand a bit. Says, now, what of the other merchant princes? The military, what do you think?
Do you think they would be satisfied with just some fancy weaponry that we could get the dwarves to make them, or do you think they would need more than that?
I certainly think that mithril weapons and adamantium are very... Let's make sure that we're giving them to the people that live here first, though.
Of
We are
course.
far closer to the border with that lich bitch. Now,
Yes.
The late bit.
All right. Let's do that then. I mean, there's quite a few people. We will set a contract to deliver them after we have it made for our own people. How about that?
that sounds fantastic. Now, what of the merchant prince of the military? No, we just did the
Yeah,
merchant
we're
prince
like,
of religion. There's a lot that you offended at that party. We've got to get through.
We did offend quite a few people.
What about the merchant prince of religion?
I could do a ceremony or a few for them.
I don't think that will cut it.
No, you're right. Well, we do have the third level of the mine. There's already pretty open access to that. I would be open to suggestions on the religion merchant prince.
Ithul, do you have any thoughts? You grew up with a cleric.
That's a tough one. Do you know, is it any specific religion, or does he just wide span them all?
His job as the merchant prince is to maintain all of the various temples in the city of Walking Spiral and in the country.
Perhaps, I don't know, we might need someone more gifted in the clerical arts, unless you think you're capable, Felix, but maybe perhaps we could fish some sort of fine gem out of that lava and turn it into an appropriate holy symbol.
Maybe, but you gave me another idea. Has this merchant prince ever met Tara?
I don't believe he has.
Well, that would be quite interesting, now wouldn't it?
The merchant prince meeting an actual angel. That could be quite interesting.
Yeah.
It would. Saint Stella, who
Stella,
played
yeah.
Tara last week, is like, ooh, interesting. There's, I think it would. I think that would be a delightful little interaction.
Then perhaps an introduction would be in order.
I agree. I think that would be just glorious.
He's somewhere in the Underdark right now.
She is currently chasing, but I think just the idea might be enough to calm his nerves a bit.
All right. Are there any other merchant princes we are missing?
Well, there is the merchant prince of loyalty. You offended greatly. The only one that you didn't manage to offend horrifically was the merchant prince of health. So the merchant prince of, but I would suggest that you include him as well. If you're giving gifts to all the merchants and you leave him out, then he will.
Indeed, that would be wise.
The merchant prince of loyalty, whose job it is to maintain festivals, festivities. It was his night market that you did so much damage to.
Well, we're having a bit of a festival now, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
I don't think merely including him would suffice. how about we let him plan another soiree to be determined in the future in the mine as a bit of a gift to him, that we allow him to celebrate something of his choosing here.
Perhaps the grand opening of the market.
Oh,
When that happens, we can allow it to be, because we are within the borders of allowing it to be a huge diplomatic mission of his to
I
show
think
that not only in Walking Spiral but also all over the country, there are festivals, festivities, joy, a reason to stay in merchant, even with an insane lich on our board.
think that's a fantastic idea.
And what of the Merchant Prince of Health?
It's a good question. Well, we do have the Florid, who does have healing abilities.
Hmm,
We could.
that's an interesting concept.
I love the Florid. I'll take any chance I can get to go talk to her.
Yes, well, she is quite lovely. There's that.
But what exactly would you be promising with the floor?
I guess there's nothing really I can promise on the Florid's behalf. As far as health, what exactly has the Merchant Prince of Health been doing as of recently?
Well, he has been maintaining the hospital, been maintaining the supplies. His is a far more logistical job than the other prince.
Oh, well. Oh, that was.
That's a fun sound.
Yeah. I would be willing to fund that endeavor, in fact, and just gift him with supplies on a kind of annual basis, at least.
Well, we do have a greenhouse that houses many, many medicinal herbs.
So, if need be, kind of direct and what's the word? Personal access to this greenhouse, if the need arises to where they need to produce goods and healing equipment at a staggering rate.
Yes, I think that supplies, perhaps for the entire country.
That would be wonderful.
Manage that.
All right. That does leave one more group, though, and I think you might know where I'm going with this. The mothers, they will be in attendance.
They will be in attendance. I was just speaking with one of them. It looks like there is some concern about who should stay and who should go. Now,
I don't know, Tio. Something is bothering me. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Someone must be speaking about me.
Allergies.
Yes.
There's yes. So the mothers will be in attendance, and won't that be? I think that would be quite interesting to.
As far as gifts, though, preparing for our guests, the only thing they're really interested is information, and
it's true.
Feel like everything
And
I'm willing to tell them.
How much have you been telling them?
Not a lot, I will admit. Most of the information I've told them is what I've told everyone. So it's There's not much more, unless you have any ideas.
Corton is going to dig into his robe and hand an envelope over to Felix. And he's going to tell him, why don't you give this to them? I think it would make them.
All right, and I'll put it away in a pouch for safekeeping. All right, I think that straightens everything away. You've been an amazing help as always, Corton.
I know.
Now, I know that we've, just completed your quest, but now that we've finished with gifts for, everybody else, is there anything you would like?
You can't give me what I want.
I was afraid that might be the case. But hopefully, if, our paths continue down the same direction, that I may help you again in the
assume
future.
they should.
Of course.
Now, Azul, are you finished setting up the bar?
He's just straightening up some of the glasses, just making it look perfect. Yes, why?
Fantastic. Corton is going to grab like a couple of goblins, and he's going to whisper in their ears. Everyone else in the group is going to get a little message. Goblin Tavern. Do you all respond?
So
Is he cutting out for other people or just me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
You
he's
said
definitely
me in the
cutting
Goblin
out.
Tavern?
So what I said was Corton has sent little messenger to you. Are you all going to arrive? It's going to be in the tavern up in Delver's Dream, up at the camp.
A meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Was it
Yeah,
immediately?
we had our way over there.
All right, fabulous. So everybody gets there. Delightful. Corton is going to address all of you. Okay. You have accomplished something incredible this day. Enjoy the party. It will be lovely, I'm sure. Understand that you may take a few days to rest, but soon there will be things we absolutely need to deal with. Enjoy yourself now. It might be the last time you get to do so.
Well, that's
And with that, he's out. He's out!
guys. Would you believe
Dwarf.
these racist walking spiral inhabitants? Just because they try to cast a spell and talk to the spirit, oh, it's a monster! It's a
Oh,
monster! Just
You-
because I'm green.
She was only summoning the dead. I don't understand the big
I
deal.
didn't say neither.
Dwarf,
I
you-
thought
Dwarf
it's
goes
a
back to the
monster, it's a
kitchen.
monster. I'm not a monster, I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I was buying a
Hey.
dress from her. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Your way back.
you're a reaper and you don't see what's wrong with summoning the dead?
Please tell me you guys didn't cause more trouble in merchantry. Please.
I mean, it was a little trouble.
Were the
Oh,
guards
no.
called? Just say no,
Well,
please. Even if you're lying, please just say no.
she was screaming. I didn't hurt her say anything to the
Oh,
guard. but she was
God.
screaming.
Dang it. I just set gifts for all the merchant princes.
She's just a shopkeeper. She's not
I'm
important.
gonna need you to make a deception check.
Me? Why?
You are very aware that the guards were called.
Deception. 9. Well, maybe.
Yeah, no one believes you. No.
I look at their faces. Okay, yes, she called the guards. But in my defense, they see magic all the time. Why, when it comes from a green-skinned girl, they have to put it like it's the worst thing they've ever seen? It's not my
Right.
fault that she got like this reaction. I just wanted to try to contact with I don't know, the spirit of a modist, of a fashion, or a model, something like that. And she was just like, ah! Why? I don't understand. Well, I don't understand. I don't understand racism when I see it. Again.
So you guys have seen her summon her spirits before. You know that like her eyes like start flaming, and it's super dramatic when she does it. So, so would any of you care to explain this?
Blix, set a reminder for me to make amends with this shopkeeper. What was the shopkeeper's name?
Annabelle.
Annabelle. Okay, thank you.
Totally
If
gonna
you
be a
wouldn't miss
goddamn
it, it's
thing
like the
now.
most
I need
beautiful
to make
shop, and the
notes.
dresses were amazing. Yeah.
I've got to put this in my spreadsheet now. Annabelle the shopkeeper.
She's a pig fiend in disguise.
But
Just while
probably every time
we're
we
talking,
found a merchantry inhabitant that is racist, it's a pit in the end, so maybe it's another type of demon or devil.
Oh my god.
You
She's
should look into that.
She's
You
not
should
a
look into
demon,
that.
and she's not racist because your eyes caught on fire.
Yeah. That I know. I think Luna is not that sure. However, we did finish up with what I think are two really nice outfits for today's. Well,
They are
Nice.
sweet. By the way, each of them cost
I then heard
Say that again?
so
You cut out.
$5 to say $5. Yeah, $5. Okay.
200. It's
5
250
silver?
gold.
Okay.
250.
250
Yeah,
gold?
250 gold for each of your outfits, which are, by the way, beautiful.
So, did you have rehearsal?
Looking
Oh wait,
snazzy, Jill.
yours. Sorry, Gruna. Yours cost 350 because of the enchantment.
Okay. What a bit. Went
how-
way my price point, but I'm fine. I'm rich.
How is the food looking? Is it all ready?
The food looks amazing, Gorf.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Give me an intelligence save or check, whichever is higher, and you can do it with advantage because you had so much help to check on. Unless, do you have like cooking tools?
Yeah, I have cooking utensils.
Yeah, let's see. Let's
It's
see
a
what
nat
this.
20.
Nat 20.
It's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. Okay.
That's
So,
amazing.
So
Woo!
as you see like the
Movement.
goblins and the dwarves running around with these like platters of food, not only do they smell just incredible, they look stunning. Everything has been like, all of the tomatoes are shaped into roses, and all of the lamb, like it's perfectly like with the bone out. It looks incredible. It's just some of the most, like, you can tell that like the universe itself wants this feast to be incredible, right? There's and everybody that sees it passing is just sort of like you see people wanting to sort of reach out and touch it, and then they don't because they don't want to disturb it.
Right.
You know, it just looks that perfect. And you do hear in the background at one point someone with a weird accent that you haven't heard yet, just like, Sacre bleu! What is this? This is oh, someone tries to put Pierre to shame. Tries to put him to shame. I cook at the palace, and someone is, who is this that does this to me? And you hear him sort
Là,
of
c'est
trail
très joli,
off.
toi, c'est en français.
So Gorf is gonna gather all the cooks that were a part of it. And he's gonna be like, today we did something incredible. You should all be so proud of yourself. And I just want to say, as a leader, that I'm sorry for how I treated all of you. I let the pressure and the stress get to me, and I treated you all pretty shittily. And then he's gonna go around to each of the chefs and tell them one thing that they did amazing, and just go and just every single one of them, and be like, you guys should all be proud. This is gonna
As you
destroy them.
you do that, now you no longer have. They
you cut off. Sorry, you cut off.
No longer have
you no longer have disadvantage.
Okay.
So you are. So they're sort of shuffling their feet. They feel a little bad about throwing coleslaw, all that kind of
No,
stuff.
I mean, he's like, and I deserved the coleslaw, and I deserved the sausage. They were delicious, by the way. Whoever
I
made
just feel
them.
I don't know why that phrase just made me smile so much. I deserve the coleslaw. I don't- it's just such a weird thing to say. So yes, fabulous. There's Goru. Do you have anything to say to your compatriots, having now defeated the pit fiend and set up for this beautiful thing?
I think this is going to go swimmingly. It's time for us to celebrate just the relief and the danger that we've been through. Not to add to the list of problems. There may be. I'm quite disturbed by an incident that happened earlier with my father, and essentially in front of many witnesses. I hadn't told my father I was alive, so when he found out, he came and hit me many times,
Well,
3 or 4 times, out of just grief and anger.
That's
And
terrible.
Goru,
yeah,
darling, that's not an excuse. I'm a mother. I would never hit Glasha, no matter the reason. What are you
Wait,
talking about?
Corton,
but
is that what you were upset about earlier?
I'm gone.
Corton's
Corton's
gone.
left.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
Corton
gone?
left. Yeah.
I imagine
but
like a voice.
This is just
the
you guys.
issue that is an issue itself, and as just to be honest, I've always tried to please my father, and I didn't handle it well. I
Goru,
tried to make excuses, but the problem is that is what it is, and my father would apologized, and Corton taught him a lesson, and I will speak with him about it. But the problem is, given how I probably handled the situation, but specifically one of the mothers oversaw this.
Goru, look at me.
Yeah,
It's not your fault. It doesn't matter how you handled. You are the victim. It was your father's fault for it to be. It's his problem. You realize
right.
that, right?
You're right, Gruna. But the issue is that, what do we do about that? Because
What
my father's actions
we?
reflect upon. What do we do? My father's
Oh,
actions reflect upon, with the mother manipulation and her, her silver tongue.
I'll
Yeah,
This
set up
will
a.
cause problems with us for
it's your
us.
Oh,
father who has to solve it, not you. You realize that, right? It's not something that's in your hands. He's the one that did that. And honestly, I hope that wasn't something common in him.
No, it's not been a common theme growing up.
Gorf
You
isn't
can
there,
talk
but
to him,
he
right?
also
But
cried,
it's his hands
which
to
is
solve
not
it.
common.
He was very emotional. He was weeping, and I don't want to make excuses. I did earlier in front of people, and I think I made it worse. But
Again, Goro, not your fault. You responded in a way that, well, you were just astounded by this reaction of your father. You can talk to him. I know you love him. Talk to him and see what solution you can find. But remember, it's in his hands, not yours, to
Do you
solve
think-
his own problems. He's the
do you th-
user. You're not.
yeah, do you think a public apology is something that would be beneficial? There was many people there, so
I think
Um,
I will set up a meeting with the Council of Mothers.
Felix is like, oh my god.
Felix,
Felix becoming
Uh,
our PR
Felix is
He's
person,
resolving
turning
our
into the
problem.
diplomat.
which is hilarious. I love it so
Just
much.
putting out fires.
Felix is just getting all these gray hairs. He's like, these people and their PR problems. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's like,
Man, at least Gorf didn't mess up any of our names or anything, right, Gorf? You were just cooking the whole time, and
No, the
Queenie's
Gorf,
gone.
Gorf is in the kitchen currently. As soon as Corton left, he's like, I gotta go back. Make sure everything's good. He's not even
All
there.
right, it's fine, okay? I know how the mothers work. They like to gossip. That's basically what they do. But I will talk to them. I'll explain to them that situations right now are, tensions are high. Not everybody knows how to control those emotions, but it is not a representation of your people.
Don't make excuses for him either.
I will not.
Yeah. But as I've been trying to do on and off for the last 2 hours, I'm covered in dirt and crime and must change. Absolutely must.
And as you all sort of like a natural sort of lull comes into the conversation, Bandolph Noble Fury, the returned king of the dwarves,
Damn, I
steps
wanted
into
to
the
say something.
tavern and says, I suppose I thanked you before, but I wanted to give you this. It comes from the treasury itself, which I am really surprised was not the first place you all went.
Real quick,
We're not
is
that
it-
type of people. Kyle.
Only
Not like
Gruna
you
really
think so.
cares about money out of our group, let's be honest.
is
Yeah,
it
to be
possible?
honest, when you have all the money in the world, you don't need.
Hold on. There's, yes.
Sorry, is it possible just because I didn't realize this is going to be such a thing? Is it possible to just retcon the order of the events, and I have done the thing with the kitchen before leaving for Corton, so that I can actually be there right now?
Please.
Is that
You
possible?
just want to be eligible for the item, huh, bitch?
Well, I want to be there.
Oh, yeah, I thought
Okay.
you still were.
No,
I
because I wanted to have a
I'm
chance to
assuming
talk to the
everyone's
kitchen.
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Never mind then.
I'm assuming everybody is still
Okay.
sorry. There's so he actually he pulls out this box and sets it on a table in the tavern, and he says, I hope it serves you well. And as he is a man of few words, he then leaves.
Are you gonna stay for the
Hey,
party?
Bandolph.
I don't think that box is big enough for plate.
Oh, I'll have to remember to go talk to him later.
Felix, are you alright? I never saw you that well organized.
Well, organizing a party is very difficult.
That's true. Event planning is not
And I
simple.
thought there was
I
a
feel
mama
you that,
here. I guess you can be the
Felix.
mama now.
All right. And
Athul starts like pouring out like some nice wine into a wine glass for each of us in the group and hands it out to each of you.
What's in the
I just,
box?
Let's open
what?
it.
Yeah, let's
Let's
open
see.
the box.
Alright.
And I think I'm gonna skip on alcohol this night. I don't want
Yeah.
Last time you don't go that
same.
well.
It's a toast. You'll do it or I'll slap you. He kind of pats you on the back.
You saw
How
last
about-
time I drink. A toast
How
for
about this
me.
instead? Instead of us drinking it, because we know how much trouble we get in when we get, intoxicated. Let's pour one out into the fire, and at least have a moment of silence for, all
For
those people
reputation?
in the world right now, and for our achievements.
Fabulous. All right.
Okay.
And is
do
anyone
that.
going to actually open the box?
Yeah, open
Yeah.
the box.
That box.
What's in the box?
What's in that box?
And this is specifically because we got to level 5 on the hype tree today.
Thank you, everyone.
Yay!
Music
Everyone who
season.
helped, thank you, thank you. You open the box, and you see a wide belt made of thick leather, branded with the symbol of. Girdle's clasps are made dragon eye. Would anyone like to identify this item?
Come on, Teal, I'm so excited. Come on.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Playing the violin.
So, rushes through his ceremony, and we get to the identification part. While wearing this in its dormant state, you have resistance to lightning and thunder damage. Your strength score becomes 21 if it isn't already 21 or higher. In addition, you can use an action to become a storm avatar for 1 minute, gaining benefits for duration. You have immunity to lightning and damage. When you hit with a weapon attack that normally bludgeoning damage, it deals thunder damage instead. When you hit with a weapon that normally deals piercing or slashing, it deals lightning damage instead. And as a bonus action, you can choose one creature a feet of you to be struck by lightning. They must make a 15 dexterity saving or take 3d6 lightning damage on a save or successful one. Once you use this property, it can't be used until the next turn. It is called the Storm Girdle. And as it increases in power, all of these things become far more.
Well, as the weakest of the
Oh,
group,
well,
I
I think this is
mathematically
perfect for
makes
you,
more sense
Gruna.
for me. Yeah, mathematically, I'm the weakest of the group, so it would make the more sense, isn't it? And I look at the Gorp like with a smirk while I say that.
Gorf's trying not to
Because,
cry
yeah,
right now.
You're the weakest of the group?
I think that I'm looking at my arm.
That's-
Probably.
But,
So
but
yeah,
that's
I think
probably a fair assessment. But I think there are other people that would probably make better
no,
use
no,
of
no.
it.
I really think it makes a lot of sense because mathematically, if someone is already strong, it's not gonna get that much stronger. But me, it would be like the greatest improvement. Of course, can I make a deception check? Because obviously I'm joking. Well, not obviously, but I'm just trying
Yes,
to.
you can.
Do
Anybody
you
who would
intend to
like
smack
make...
people with a heavy weapon, heavy objects, things like that?
11. Okay,
Wow.
it's kind of obvious. I'm trying to piss off Gore.
Anybody else who would like this object can make me a insight check.
All right, I will do that.
I would
An
like to
insight
have it,
check?
but,
An
I
insight
saw
to see
better
whether or
shooting
not
brothers.
Gruna actually
17.
her argument's making sense.
Oh no, Gore thinks I'm
Yeah.
being
Yeah, no,
serious.
everyone except for Gorf doesn't care. Or Gorf thinks that you're totally telling the truth. Everyone else is just like, no.
You're
So
seeing that I'm
Goru,
trying
Gorf's
you
to
really
want
trying to
this?
understand,
Gore.
like, her. She's like, I mean, she is kind of right. I mean, she is the weakest. It would be the biggest difference. But I'm like,
So, because-
she also doesn't ever hit people, which is like, doesn't really
Right.
make sense.
That's
Uh,
fair.
But Gorf, you're convinced that Gruna should have this at this point. Like she deceived you real well. There's Goru. She did not deceive you though. What are your thoughts on this? Do you want it?
Yeah.
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 I
What are you
know.
about
I
to
feel
people?
kind of selfish, but I've spent a lot of my time building, strength of my body in terms of taking and receiving blows, and I feel like this would help me protect you better in strengthening my body further, but also as I'm getting more comfortable swinging my shield around. I think it could be of great use to everybody in the party, and allow
Then we can
Gorf
have
and
two
I to
Thunder
really
Bears.
deal some damage.
All right, I'm gonna shorten these responses. Felix, 2 sentences. Why should you get it?
I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Dill should have it.
Or I was thinking a Thule.
Never what?
Wait, what?
No, I think Dill should have it because just something about it. I think he would make good use of it.
Okay.
Guys, I was just kidding. Let's be honest. Who would make
So,
this the
hold
happiest?
on. Hold on. So, Dill, you also said that you 2 sentences. Why should you have it?
Oh, thank you so much, Felix. I on Gruna's argument, I would argue that I am weaker as I'm not held up by muscle but by necromancy. But if someone else would like it very much, then I'm not greedy.
All right, who wants it? Who really wants it?
Raise your hand.
I actually, yeah.
I vote it goes to Goru so we can have the 2 Thunder Bears.
Ah!
Dill, don't be modest. You
But
know
Dill-
you want it.
It could be good
Dill-
on you too, Dill.
Okay.
Or, I really think
No.
a
Are you
Thule.
strength?
Or Dill.
Are you strength with your scythe?
I am
Okay,
trying
we're
to.
not going to metagame that much, guys.
Okay, fair enough.
Just pull it together, please. All right, so Gorf is fine without it. Goru wants it. Bruna wants it.
I don't want it. I was kidding. I was trying to piss Gore off.
Okay,
I
Goru
told you
wants
like
it.
5 times.
Dill, do you want it?
Dill's being modest. He does want it, but he feels like if someone else really wants it, then it's fine.
Okay, well, somebody else does want it. So, Ithul, do you want it?
Not really, no.
And Felix, do you want it?
I want to give it to Dill.
Well, so it's going to be between Goru and Felix. Felix can either keep it if he wins or give it to Dill. I'm going to need you to each give me a persuasion check.
I mean, not not a fair battle. Ooh, but Goru.
Goru just got 20.
But Felix. But Goru. But Felix. But everyone.
Oh my god.
I Goru got an 18, but Felix is
Plus-
really good.
Oh my
at
God.
presentation.
Plus 11. That's
That's
great.
Yeah, dude.
crazy.
Plus
That's
11.
crazy. I
It's a
forgot
bar.
who I was talking to for a second.
Hold on, let me
They
just
just get
crack
expertise.
fingers here.
Oh my
They both
God.
got good persuasion, but Felix is ridiculous.
So,
How
Felix,
we let
you
him
have
out Felix?
you have convinced the party. You should get this thing.
And
Are you
I
going to
don't even
keep
know
it,
how to
give it to
convince.
Goru, or are you going to give it to Dill? You get to choose.
Ooh, it's such a good piece of armor.
Felix would be so cool with that.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Imagine Felix
imagine
turning
a
into
mouse
fucking
folk that could pick
lightning.
up a boulder.
I'm gonna be able to pick up boulders. I'm keeping it. Heck yeah. What the heck?
All right. Felix now has the storm girdle.
What?
There is and it can increase in power. So right now it's dormant. But
Sorry,
by
Gilbert.
doing specific things, it can increase to awakened or at awakened, your strength will become 3. At awakened, it will be 5.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Is that a
and
vestige of divergence above game?
It's what?
Is that a vestige of divergence above game?
It must be.
I think it is, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's from Wild Mount. So so it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I will send you a link to it after we. But I think there we have it.
Before
have
we let
planned-
go, Thule just kind of wants to take a moment to acknowledge this sort of ragtag group that we've formed over the time that we've spent together. We're all a bit of outcasts in our own sort of way. We've got the 2 lovable bear brothers trying to, one please the ancients and one trying to find his culinary arts. We've got a sharp-tongued, cunning little mouse folk. And then we've got our lovable Mama Gruna, constantly keeping us on our toes, whether it's intentional or not. And then you have the undead and the mind flayer who struggle to understand emotions as you all do. But somehow we've all come together as a sort of family. So
That's right.
Here's to found homes and found friends.
Let's cheer for that.
Yay!
Cheers.
Here.
I love it. And I did not see it earlier, but thank you for following us. You get a little sparkle from Corton. Wink. There's with that, I think it is a fabulous time to end the stream today. And next week, we will get to see what happens at the fabulous party that we are throwing for everyone to welcome the dwarves back to the Patchwork Planet. Yay!
Woo!
And now I want to say once again, thank you so much for the amazing hype train that we had today.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are incredible. And now we are going to raid, and I think Kobold Press is having a thing, and I do love them. So we are going to start a little raid over to Kobold Press. Remember to let them know what Playnard allies bring into the potluck.
Yeah.
All right.
I do like
And it looks
Kobold
like
Press.
everybody is ready. Here we go. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
There we go.